Welcome, gamers, to the launch of Elemental Reforged. So it's sort of taken a fair few months, not a fair few months actually, just a few months while it's sort of been in early access, and it's now actually hit version 1.0. I would still treat it as an early access, to be honest, because there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of things that will actually, not changes, but there'll be a lot of tweaks and additions to the actual game. There was actually a post put out by Brad Wardell, the CEO of Stardock, going over I guess the vision for the game over the next couple of years, which sounds pretty exciting. Like they've got a couple of years worth of commitment now to the game, where they're going to be completing, well, not completing. They're going to be adding to and enhancing the game as it goes forward. And the reason for that, he was saying, well, one is because the game is quite popular, which is great. And the second one is that they've actually been able to now, the game has been brought into a new engine. And so they're going to be looking at all sorts of different things again, just to enhance it. That's why, personally, I'm still treating this as an early access. In fact, at the moment, the game is still listed as early access on the Steam page, but that will then change very, very soon. So it'll be sort of essentially a full launch. But yeah, in my mind, I'm going to be looking forward to the changes that will be coming to the game and there'll be DLCs, all sorts of stuff. The game is actually set up and ready for DLCs. So we're just going to go through it. I don't want to spend too much time on the peripheral elements of this one today. Like there are mods, etc. I've been playing with those. I can just turn them on. I've got. I was just testing a few little things. I've made 2 mods myself, but it's they're not actually functioning the way that I want them to. I don't know if it's me or the game. I don't know what's going on there. So I'm just going to turn that one off. But I got one that I did download called Champion Bonanza, so that one apparently rates pretty highly. People enjoy that one. So more champions if I go and click on this one through here. So this is one that I did download from the Steam Workshop. So yeah, there is full Steam Workshop support. The game is extremely easy to mod, like in terms of the structures and things. I'll probably do a video on that when I really get my own head into how to do it. I can change the base game, but I do want to sort of find out, like, I think that there's something where what I have built with this good versus evil mod, for example, just isn't really, it's not kicking in properly. I did actually ask for help, but I only asked yesterday for help from Stardock, and I think they might have a little bit on their plate with the launch of the game, so I'm not expecting to get any news back for another week or so. But I will do something just to sort of show just how easy it is to actually change the base game. All right, let's go and just save our changes. Sometimes you do need to restart the game, but I won't be worrying about this one because the mod that I just got rid of was purely a graphic mod, just to add in my own little DasTactic flaming jester icon. But it wasn't doing what I was hoping it would do. I was going to sort of build a new faction. So let's just get into the game. By the way, there is actually, if you... I will go back through... Nah, should I... yeah, like I will. Sorry guys, I wasn't going to get caught up in all this stuff, but I'll give you a few little tips as you're playing the game. Go to your Steam page, go to I'll just go back through the list and through here. If I just go back to the actually, if I go back to the library, that'll be the way to do it. So Elemental Reforged, I'm using the preview version of the game, even though it has just gone into like the 1.0 version. If you go and right click and go to properties for this one through here, if you write the word cheat in your launch options, you'll then actually have all the cheats for the game. There's quite a few of them, and it will allow you to test what you're setting up as you sort of get into the game itself. It is worth then reloading. Like the cheats don't do anything until you actually use them. So there's a whole range of different cheats. One of them is, I don't know if the Control N works besides the cheats. I think it may anyway. But there's one that where you can actually get rid of all of the fog of war. And that sort of allows you to then at least get a feel for just how cluttered or uncluttered the world actually is for your particular playstyle. So that's what I've been using that a lot, actually, just to sort of tweak things. Maybe I'll even show that just as an example. So because what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to make these streams where we get into the action a little bit faster. Let's just go back into it again. But that little cheat, just running cheat in there, will allow you then to use the cheat commands. So if I go into new game, and I'll show you what I mean. Like if I just go and choose anyone, I'll just use Warlord Verga. That's the last one that I was going with. And so I've been testing like small world sizes with everything else sort of set to like challenging world difficulty, blah blah blah. Random events frequency. I've put that down to never, just so that this really sort of won't actually happen. But I'll just go to next. I'll just get into the game itself. So we're playing as an empire in this case with more kingdoms. So I've sort of gone with more of the opposite. This was actually when I was also testing the mod that I actually had been building for just going to play. And you can then have a look to see, what you've created, like, with the settings that you've actually got by using the cheats. So I'll just quickly go and show you that, and then we'll get into it.
Many things are said of you that your own
I'll just go and play. So now what I'm looking for here. Sorry, I've just got a question there. So MT Grox is saying, what do you use for your desktop to have it organized into different bins like that? That's another Stardock. That's a Stardock piece of software called Fences, which is currently, I think, 15% off on Steam. So you can actually download that one through Steam. So it's called Fences. Actually, by the way, I do have to thank Stardock for sponsoring this stream. So there is actually a link in the description. What I might do is I should actually pin that link as well in the chat. I might just quickly go and do that if you guys don't mind. Just bear with me. But yeah, no, that's an app called Fences. So I'm sure they won't mind me talking a little bit about that one. It's awesome. Like I actually have. It's not just the actual desktop itself. It goes. You have multiple desktops, and you just middle click and just drag, and you then end up with a different one. I've got one, for example, for my work, where I just have like a fairly uncluttered version if people happen to see my desktop from a work perspective, and then the one that you are looking at most of the time when I've got this one open is my gaming area. But it's just a really clean way of organizing the icons. So I've used that for decades now, actually. Fences, I absolutely love it. So it's really awesome. God, this is a good start. We've got three essence in through there. Or three, is it essence? No, it's not essence. I always forget what it's called now. It's called something different now. Anyway, we'll get back to it. But if you go Control F, it will then get rid of the fog of war. I should have. Hang on. Control F. Have I done it wrong? I have done it wrong. I've forgotten what the commands are. Hang on. Do I do that? Spawn an object into the internal name. It's not that one. Forget what I'm just saying, guys. I'll go back and start again. God, I always do this. I always screw up these sort of starts. I will actually just go and put the command in as well, if you guys just don't mind. So I'll just go and put the link in the chat, and then we'll get into it. Hi, Sorbical, how are you going? Control N is a restart. That's a new game. But Control F, I thought was Fog of War. I may have got that one wrong. We could even look it up to sort of see if that is the one. Game here. Just pop that into the chat and then sticky it. Just bear with me, guys. Pin message. And I'll do the same in Twitch. Should have done this before I got started. And with that one there, I should be able to... it's funny, I can't do that one. Just bear with me. I'll just go back across to what we have. There we go, pin it there. All right, so I'll just go back to a Google page, and I'll just put in elemental cheats, and just see what we end up getting. Elemental game. These the old ones are the ones that I've been using now, unless they've changed it. Oh, there we go. Even this one here. Oh, Control U. There we go. It's Control U, not Control F. Forget that one. So Control N, I think, works anyway. And what that does is if you don't like the start that you've got, then by all means just go and do that anyway. But if I just go into New Game, just go to Yes, just go Next, just go Next again. I'll just quickly race him just to sort of show you the differences. Hi, Mr. Worth. How you going?
Things are said of you, that your own mother called you monster.
Now, this one would be a fine start as well. But let's just say that you weren't getting like. I think you do need the two. I forget what it's called. But if you don't get the two swirly bits, which used to be called essence, then just go Control N, and it will just restart the game for you with exactly the same settings. It's a really fast way to get back into the game. So you then get like a new role. Control U. Then basically is used, if you've got the cheats enabled, it allows you then to have a bit of a look to see, okay, look, if I'm this character here, I can build a city potentially down in here. So that's one city that I've got access to. Two cities, 3 down this way. So I've got sort of like a total of about 3 cities before I then start to run into the other factions. So the other factions will be around as well. This one sort of then just shows you exactly who's who. Now, because I'm playing on a difficulty setting, the enemies all start with a bit of an army. I don't start with an army, and so that's the difficulty setting kicking in. But you can really have a good look at the whole map with what's going on. Now, if you keep it where you've still got the map done like this, where you've actually sort of got it exposed in this sort of sense. Actually, there's another one, is that? We've probably got about 3 cities that we can sort of rely on. Actually, I'll just move my head out of the way just so it's not covering up the maps. Let's just pop it in there. I think that'll be safe enough. Lock that one away. But it's a nice, clean little way of being able to just see what the random maps do bring in. So with this particular small setting, I can really probably rely on about 3 or 4 cities as what I can then sort of should be able to get, sort of through the course of the early part of the game before we then start to run into the others. Now, I was hoping to run into the others pretty early, but this is again just a nice way of actually seeing what the game is actually presenting to you. Control U will then just send it back where it was, but you are seeing that we're seeing like there's a bit of a glitch with this stuff. You do sort of keep seeing other bits and pieces for a little while. If you do Control U and then end your turn, you'll then make contact with everyone basically. It should do after about 2 turns. Just go and do another one. Oh, it's not doing it this time. It's often like the enemy should be there making their own locations. They're not doing anything. I wonder why. There they go. They're wandering off. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it's actually not. Quite often, maybe you need to sort of build a city or something, then sort of get the others to sort of trigger. But it sort of gives you, for me, this is actually like I've got a fair few leaders in the actual game itself. I think I've got 5, which is not recommended for this size map. But from a balance perspective, it actually still works fairly well. Like there's one there that's relatively close to where we are. So he would sort of be something that we'd actually end up encountering fairly early on. We're over here. So anyway, let's just get back out of there, and I'll just go Control U again, just to sort of reset it. But you can sort of see that there's it does leave residue behind there, until you sort of go back out. So just go back down to the main menu. So that's actually just a few little tips there. Mr. Worth saying, "Hey Daz, yeah, I'm addicted to Gladiator Command." Yeah, it's a fun little game. So Control N, again is if you don't end up with a great start, just go Control N, because it will slow you down a little bit in the game if you don't have a good start. So what's a good start? Well, let's just get into a new game, and we'll just go and abandon your current game. Yes. Now, actually, what I want to do here is another little tip is if you do want to create your own character, there's no problem at all doing that. Just be aware, let's go and do that now, actually. I'm thinking of playing as the Iron Ears. the Kingdom of Gildan, who is an Ioneer faction. If I go in and choose, like I can go and build a new character. So the way it works in the game, and I'll just quickly try to summarize it, is you've got different races. Now, most of the races that are sort of like not human, like the Wraiths, for example, the Trogs, which the Wraiths are like, I guess, Dark Elves, it would be the way of thinking of them. The Trogs are like Orcs. The Urkson are sort of like a combination of Trog and human, like sort of halfway between, really. They're sort of like barbarian type groups. And then you have the Quendar, which are, and these are draconian, sort of lizard men type sort of factions in through there. I'm assuming there'll be other ones that were brought in, brought in over time, like the undead and so on and so forth, and they would then be a different faction yet again, I would imagine. With the men, you've got like a whole lot of different factions from men. So the men are good and like, well, let's say good and evil, but kingdom and empire. The game is split between the kingdoms, which are essentially they rely on life and goodness, and the empires, which is what most of these things are, which rely on death and sort of like they're more evil, is the way that they sort of then sort of go and work. So that's sort of the premise behind the different factions. Each faction has got like a series, of abilities. Now, if I go to new, let's just say that I want to have essentially Gildan. Like if I go and click on Gildan, you'll see that there's different abilities coming back in through here. Now they're Ioneers, and so they actually have different abilities. And I think we'll play as Gildan, as a Gildan mix. They end up with these golems that they can then go and train as well. Adventure is something that you can then start with for your actual character. But the faction itself, the Kingdom of Gildan, also has other benefits. Now, if I go into new, I've got 3 points to spend in here. And so, for example, Gildan has got a few different things. It's got the, you can see it's a kingdom. The race is men. It will have Gildan law is going to be one of them. And so this is going to be sort of one of the ones that will then sort of go and click into here. It also has great hammers. It also has light plate. And it also has master smiths. Uh-oh, we can't do it. We're on 0 points already. So what's going on? We do have weaknesses where we can sort of go and add more points back in, but I tend to avoid these. So there are some of the factions that have got those. But so if you go and use the Kingdom of Gildan, if you wanted to create like a new faction as such, which you can then go and do. So for example, if I go and do that, I can't build a Gildan faction. If I go and duplicate this and then go back to strengths, you'll see I'm already -2 points. And I can't save this because of the -2 points, because I've got Master Smiths, Light Plate, Great Hammers, and Gildan Law. So they're all the ones for Gildan, which are actually in there. And so Gildan is, and actually the race is Ioneers, is what they've actually sort of got in through there. So you are better off using the pre-made civilizations rather than actually building your own if you are worried about the extra little benefits that you do get, unless you specifically want to build something up yourself. I'm guessing you could mod a faction in yourselves if you are wanting to, but I can't save this without actually ditching some of these other ones. Like if I go and get rid of Master Smith, then I'm down to 0 points again. So I can sort of do different things at that point. This is a kingdom, so I can't even sort of grab I just can't click it anymore. But I can change it to an empire if I get rid of Master Smith, but it's not, and then I can change the names up and through here. So it's not really something that I'm going to worry about. So I'm thinking we're just going to be playing, I'll just make a character based on Gildan. So I'm not going to create a new faction. All the factions that come with the game have got that at least 1 or 2 point advantage. So if you do create your own faction, just be aware that you are going to be a little bit sort of dumb. Now, Fitgal is saying, oh, is this Fallen Enchantress remastered? Yes and no. It's sort of funny because the word Reforged is an interesting one. I actually felt that it was a bad name. Like I actually argued with Stardock when they first sort of were bringing the game out that it should just be called a remastered. So it's And so the way it sort of then worked is that but it is a Reforged, because what it is they've taken the best elements of Elemental, the best elements of Fallen Enchantress, and the best elements of Sorcerer Kings, and they've actually combined them all together into one Elemental Reforged. So it's still going to be called Elemental. I think Elemental will be the name as it sort of then moves forward again through its development. I'm expecting this game to be in development for a long period of time, and not probably just this one here, but I'm expecting like an Elemental 2 to come at some point where it's completely rebuilt from the ground up. That will probably be years and years down the track, but essentially it's the best of all worlds. There is actually I just might as well just go and show this one here. Just go back into the Steam page. If you are interested, in the community hub, there is actually a post. It's pretty bit old now. It came out a while back. Elemental Reforged, what's new? I think it's this one here. Yeah, this is it here. This tells you what you get with the Reforged and what you then had. So this is the original Elemental, this is Fallen Enchantress, this is Legendary Heroes, and then you've got Sorcerer King. So Fallen Enchantress had a second version, which was Legendary Heroes, which sort of added onto it, and so you get pretty much all of this stuff. I think there was Undead in this, from what I can remember, which you don't have at this stage. So I'm guessing that will come at some point. But you can see there it's 64-bit versus 32-bit, which has allowed them to do a lot more with the game. But there's a lot of things where they've combined them in. So, for example, the crafting system has been brought in from Sorcerer Kings. There's not much from the Sorcerer Kings one. There's a few quests and things. The global inventory has come in from Sorcerer Kings. And enhanced quest support. Sorcerer's Kings is very much about role-play games. So this is actually what the goal is. Quests and points of interest, you got over 500. Monster types over 250. So again, more than what you had there before. They'll be putting more and more of this into the game, I think, as well. And so, yeah, there we go. So FitGaldSame reminds me of the good old DAS 24680 0 days. Yes, it is. It's this is like Fallen Enchantress. I used to play that a hell of a lot. Like that was actually one of the games. Well, Elemental and Fallen Enchantress were one of the games that I played very, very early on in my YouTube career. That was 16 years ago now that they launched. So I've probably been doing YouTube for about that length of time. I think I started soon after, actually. But anyway, this actually shows you what's been added in from the different elements, which is really cool. Like there's a lot of stuff in this game, and it's well balanced. They've also completely changed the graphics. And if you open up the old Fallen Enchantress to have a look at it, that's the remastered aspect. It sort of does work. Now, Peeping Astronaut's saying, is this Elemental 4? It's more like an Elemental 1.9. So it's not quite a 2, but it's certainly beyond what the original Elemental was. It doesn't have the unbalance of the original Elemental. Elemental was disappointing when it did launch, and that's why they went across and then sort of made the Fallen Enchantress games. But Fallen Enchantress sort of took a lot of work out of Elemental, what it actually had, rebalanced it, and then it became a great game. Elemental itself had a lot of promise, and so they can now sort of live up to the promise of Elemental, but we're still with the balance, I guess, of Fallen Enchantress, if that makes sense. And Peeping Astronaut saying, modding Fallen Enchantress back in the day before Civ 5 even took off was fun. This game is built for modding. This one is actually, they've done a completely different... Actually, one thing I haven't had a look at, and I don't want to get too caught up in different things, but I do actually have Fallen Enchantress. Just go to my Steam library, go to Steam Apps Common, and if I go to... I haven't actually done this before, but let's have a look at Fallen Enchantress. Where are you? Fallen Enchantress Legendary Heroes, there it is there. So this is the structure for that one, and then we'll have a look at the new one. So when you're modding, you sort of look at the structure and then build around the structure, which is very, very simple. Now, I'll hope this will actually be a good example. Let's just go back up to here. Let's go back to Common and just put the Elemental Reforged. So you're looking at a similar sort of structure in through here. Where I think it changes is in the data. If you go to data and then you go to data in the new version, you've got game core. There was a lot that wasn't exposed in the original games down through here, where it was sort of, it essentially was, you could do certain things, but you couldn't do a lot of things. Whereas the game now has got like a game core area with all of the XML files, and it's so easy to actually open these up and have a look at them to see what's going on. And so you can then go and change and add things. It's really, really been geared up for modding. So if you are a modder, this is so much easier than what it was in the Fallen Enchantress days. They've still got all the tools that you had in Fallen Enchantress to build different bits and pieces, but now you've got like much more granular control over what actually does go on. And so it's and XML, if you're unfamiliar with that, it's very easy to learn. Like for example, if I go into just open up one of these, what would be core armor, for example. If I just go and open this one up, and I'll open it up in Sublime Text and throw that one across. So this is the XML file. And so it's just got a simple structure of sort of of things being nested inside. So leather armor, it's then got all the attributes of leather armor. So you can build your own armors and whatever you want just through the modding system. And you don't have to. It's not as if you're copying everything in these and then just tweaking them. You can actually build very new things. And there are some good examples as well in the game of what you can then go and do with that one. So the game is geared for modding. So anyway, that's like much more so than the original. I'm glad that I didn't look at this beforehand, but this does sort of show the differences really between just what they've done is they've tried to expose the game for modders. Okay, so yeah, and again, people did build some pretty good mods for Fallen Enchantress back in the day, and it's going to be a bit easier now. Having said that, 3D elements are not easy in the game because they're still using the old way of doing things back in the game. So if you are a 3D modder, you may be disappointed. I haven't really had a good look to see the way around being able to build new 3D elements other than through the actual game system that they've got. Anyway, let's go back to Elemental, and we'll just create one of these. We've got Tandrick. I'll just call this one DasTactic. Back in through there, so we'll just go DasTactic in through this side. We'll just go and create a new character. So we'll keep them as the Ioneers, so the Kingdom of Gildan. So this will be coming back through. So each of the actual kingdoms have got like different abilities. Like this one here is actually that's one that I had created before. So that was a kingdom that I had generated back when I was testing the game many months ago now. But each of the actual groupings have got like, the kingdoms have got like a different abilities in through here as to what they do. Some of these will be for the character, but some of them are actually for the for the actual for the group itself. Altar is sort of one of the stock standard vanilla factions. Capitar is also fairly stock standard, but if you're unsure, just go across and have a look to see what they've got. They've got like different abilities. Caravans are immune to attack, so caravans cannot be attacked in through there. They've got civics that they start with. They're lucky. Capitar law. These are their things that make the faction a bit unique. So Capitar law, minor healing potion recipe. So you get different sorts of recipes that are specific to the actual faction, and so all of these things with law will actually have aspects that make them unique in the game. So again, you can have a look at that just to sort of figure out the way that you want to be playing. Anyway, I'm quite happy to be playing with the Juggernauts. So we'll go back to Gildan. We also play with, like we have advantage, actually, again, I'll just go and quickly show you this one as well. So the Gildan Law is going to give me the Elixir of Essence, which is important. That's going to allow us to get more essence, which allows us to build more cities if we need to. On a small map, it shouldn't really be a problem. We get chain boots recipes. Now we do start off with light plate abilities in through here as well. So this faction crafts light plate mail instead of chain mail with the armor technology. Light plate has better defense, but is heavy heavier than chainmail. So we're going to be very defensive. But think of the dwarves. These are like dwarves in in standard in standard aspects. So most of the things you can see there are all about getting chain boots. You've got the tower shields, the dwarven axe recipes. There we go. So these are the pseudo dwarves. So this is sort of like it's a fantasy world, but not with dwarves. they're men dwarves. So they're sort of just more more defensive, I guess. Heartseeker recipes, the meteoric great sword, armor replacement, etc., etc. And so the Ioneers as well. Like if we go and have a look, the Ioneers have got like special racial traits. So even though they're sort of in the men aspect, they do actually have So we've got different races in through here as well, where I can go and click around to sort of see the different groups in through there. But the Ioneers, we can train golems here as well, which is pretty cool. So we'll play as the dwarves. So I'm just going to cancel that because we're still 2 points over. So we're just going to go and click on them. So we'll just inherit what they have. Now we've got this one here. I'll just put this one back to DasTactic. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female, basically. You still get the same sort of deal. Now, with the actual attributes you have, you can see I've got 6 points here. Look, I'll just stay as... Actually, no, I'll go back and change that one just to a male character there. So this is going to be our main character. So Tiger Taras is saying, how many version 1.0 games are coming out this week? I'm not sure. And saying, blimey, another update. This is one busy week. It's only just launched. So the game has only just launched 2 hours ago. But the Steam page has not been updated just yet. So Daedalus is in sort of saying the main dev said that the lack of undead was due to lore. Oh, okay, yeah. Shouldn't the full release be at least a couple of hours away? Did you get access to it early? No, I was told that it came out 2 hours ago. That was what I was told. So hopefully this is it had 1.0 at the bottom. So I'm assuming this is the right one. So, and that was just public. It was open to the public, so everyone should be able to get access. If you do have the game, you should actually have the launch version. If you've been playing the betas with the preview on, it may not change that much. Anyway, let's just see how we go. We've got 6 points to spend, and so now we go through the attributes, where I can then go and change different things about how they're going to be going through. Now, this is the different magical proficiencies. You'll see that we don't have death because we're a kingdom. If we go back to the overview, or back to Gildan, Gildan is one of the kingdoms, which means that we're sort of on the good side. Attributes. Now, I always like to at least just get one in Earth, so just an Earth Apprentice. That takes up 2 points. This will then allow me to then get the production cranking along in my initial cities. So this is important to me. We've got things like what's your profession down through here. So you've got to choose one of these, and so you have +1 fave from completing quests if you choose adventurer. Start with 2 bandit units that has the ability to convert bandits. You've got diplomat, 30% trade. You've got hunter. I'm going to be setting up one where we're mainly up against the empire groups. So hunter +50% attack versus beasts. Scholar +20% research. That would be good. Warlock. This unit spells do 25% more damage. If you are playing as the trogs, as in the orcs, don't use warlock because scholar's okay, but warlock, they don't actually have access to the mage units. So warlock is going to be not as much as you would be wanting to do. Armorer, so all units get +25 to defense. I like that one, because that's going to sort of then make us, so if I go and click on that one through there, it then changes what we have. So armor has now been added into this group. General, that's okay. Experience would be good as well. Noble, summoner, and warlord. So -50% to unit wages. I'm not going to worry about that one. The money sort of looks after itself once you sort of get deep into the game. It tends to. General would be another good one for us, but in this case, Armourer, I think that we are going to be playing defensively anyway, so we're going to get a little bit extra now for just boosting our defence up, which would be quite nice. So that's the first little bit, so we've now got that sorted. Let's go to talents, and so these are other things. We can get weaknesses, and again, I don't like any of these. None of them are going to be helpful to me at all. So I do actually have like a few of them, like attunement, +2 mana per season, cautious. So what does that one do? Grants the ability to escape with remaining allies from the battle. That's actually pretty good. If I go and click on that one through there, we're down to 3 points. Hardy, back and through here as well. +1 hit point per level and immune to poison. Sovereign Bond grants the ability to summon a familiar. Wealthy, end up with 400 gold at the start. Misandry, 22 critical hit chance versus male opponents. Brilliant. Discipline, +1 accuracy. Might, +3 attack is good as well. Tactician, +1 to the army's initiative. That overall is a good one. I'm going to grab that as well. Lifeblood, casting a spell heals this unit by 5 points. Treasure Hunter. I like Might as well. Like this, these are things that we can sort of then get through the course of the game. I've got 1 point left over, so we're now just building up more. I can, in appearance, go and actually grab other things as well, which I'll have a look at when we get there. So this is the Ioneer blood that we have in through that side. It might be worth just getting Hardy as well. That's used up all of my points in talents. Now, what I can do in appearance is there actually are some equipment in here. If I go back to the this is the I guess the body sort of area, the head. So with the, actually that's not the, it's the equipment that I'm looking for here. And so some of these will then also cost points. So this is, all I've got is a rusty short sword. I'm happy with that. If you go with a horse, these are worth 1 point. These do actually, in the early part of the game, can be quite useful just to get you around and fighting and being able to move quickly. But I won't bother doing that one. I think I'll just leave it where it is. And you have other accessories as well. Excuse me, where they will cost you a little bit just to go and pick these things up. And again, gauntlets, etc., just to get a little bit of extra defense. But let's just stay where we are. We have 0 defense, so we're going to have to build up sort of slowly. But we've got lots of talents in through this other side. So that'll do us. So we'll save that one. And that'll do us. I'm happy enough with the overall look. And so we're going to be playing small, balanced map type. Wildland is going to be balanced. Production pace is going to be the default. Quest frequency will be balanced. World difficulty will be challenging. Monster frequency will be moderate. Pacing will be normal. This is the technology progression. Magic strength will be moderate. The resource frequency will be moderate. Random events will be never, so that will be fine. We'll just go next. And the I'm going to have 4 opponents, so it'll be 5 on the map, which is not recommended for this number for the size. If I go back to here, small is it is recommended from 2 to 4. Okay, that's all right. Now we're going to be going into more Empire. I could go to fully Empire. Actually, do we do that? Now let's keep it with more Empire. That way we'll end up with one of them being some that we can actually then make friends with. The typical intelligence of opponents will be challenging, so the challenging AI is a good place for strong strategy game players. The AI gets no bonuses and is using the best algorithms. Well, some of them do get the extra armies. Again, you can just go and check that one. And the opponent surrender threshold will just be on normal. I'll put on all of the various victory conditions. I can go and select who I'm going to be going up against, which may be interesting. Let's just see what we get. Let's see so we have a bit of a surprise. Hi, Beacon, how are you going? Yeah, so Tiger Thrust is saying, still says early access on Steam. It does indeed, yes. I'm not sure why, but I was given a time, and the time was 2 hours ago. So, and it is version 1.0, so hopefully this is what we're doing. I don't mind replaying it and restarting, just starting a new one again later on, if that's the case. So anyway, here we go. So the Kingdom of Gildan, the Ioneers, we end up with those 2 extra points, playing very defensively. So we just go and play. So now this is where, again, what you want to be having a look at is if you don't end up with a good start, just go Control N. Now we do actually have a couple of the 2 Radiance is what it's called. It's not Essence, it's Radiance. So we've got an area there which has got Radiance. If I go and click on this unit. So we've got a couple of good ones there. Now this is just a wolf army. This one here is actually a crystal crag, which allows us to get like magical armor and equipment. Other things we can see around through here is we actually have a wild grain. Now what wild grain is going to do is the 4-3-2, the 4 is food, The 3 is production, and then we've got radiance, which allows me then to enhance the city with spells. And so I can actually sort of then go and do things with the city itself. And I find that really your first city, you want to be finding a 2 radiance location. Having both the Crystal Crag and the Wild Grain is actually very, very good. I'm not seeing anything else that's going to enhance the city, but Wild Grain is going to add 1 more to the food. And you can see down through here, this one's got a 5-3-1. We're going to end up, once we get this Wild Grain, with a 5-3-2. So this is my best spot. To then go and grab that one. If I go down into here, the 4-3-2 is going to also then ultimately I'll expand out to get this one. And I don't need the Crystal Crag initially. So Wild Grain would be nice to get very, very early, but let's just go across. Food is going to then add to the growth of the city. I'll try to explain how that all sort of then goes and works. So I'm just going to move down into here. Now, has that exposed anything else? Not really. Is that weak? Yeah, it's a humble inn. So we might sort of we'll have a look at the map as much as we can and try to figure out where we actually are. So we're going to settle here. And there was a bug where there was like a little box that would appear here, but that bug is gone, which is great. So, so with this one here, we've then got our character here who has got 11 attack. I'm just going to evaluate. We've got 0 defense, which is a problem. We end up with hit points. The hit points in through here are 32, which is good. As you can see there, we're getting all these different bonuses as well as time goes on. We've got 4 moves, which is slightly better than a standard unit. The standard units are just 3. The initiative is 31, which means we go first. I'm just seeing if it's worth attacking this wolf army. They've only got 12 hit points. And they've got an attack there of 2. If I just go and click on this one here, so they've got an attack of 10. There's 2 units in the actual group itself. They both have 6 hit points, which gives them the 12. Their initiative is higher, so they'll go before I do. I am using a sword, so I can actually go and I will get one retaliation if I go back to equipment. And we have a look at what we've got. We do actually have a battle hammer there. Bash. Now so we started off with that. I think because we're Iron Ears, and we've got the rusty sword here, which actually takes 8 initiative comes off. 2 initiative comes off, but we do 8 attack. And we have +1 counter attacks, which means if someone attacks us, we get 1 attack per round, as a retaliation attack, which means I can play defensively with swords. I can't do that with battle hammers. So I'm tempted to grab the battle hammer for the damage, but I think I'll keep the rusty short sword just so I can actually use the defensive abilities, which will then just help us a little bit. So anyway, we're only at level 1 at this stage, and I do want to start to move my way through. Now, I've got the two slots in here. Let's have a quick look at the city itself. So this is a summary of the city. So the city is making 0.6 Gildar per turn. We've got the growth is going up largely, so +3. We've got a large surplus of food, which is giving us now +3 is about as good as it gets. So we don't have to worry about the growth right now. We've got 1 research or 0.8 research coming through. There's a little bit of unrest in the city, so +24%. If I move him back into the city, he will get a little bit of experience each turn, and he will also bring the unrest down as well. So he can help in that sense if we do actually have like a group. Production, again, the unrest is going to be removing some of the production that we have, but we end up with +8 per materials. Now remember that we had the 4-3-2. The 3 is the materials. We get essentially +8 per material minus the unrest. We're nearly losing we're losing nearly 25%. Just with the unrest in the city itself. The unrest is coming from taxes. And we also have a city count penalty as well, which takes up to 24. The more cities we have, the more unrest we get. So this is a bit of a limiting factor. So we'll need to deal with the unrest. Food. Now this is again, we're getting a plus 25 per grain, and we started with 4. We're going to end up with 5 once we take this one. So we're getting so with the food, we're getting the population is 30 at the start here, so we get minus 30 population is what we're feeding it with the people, and so as the population goes up, that will then that will then add to the actual to the cost of maintaining the city with the actual food. But we've got a lot of food at the moment. We've got we've got 70 left over feeding 30. So that's giving us, with that growth, it's giving us 333% surplus for feeding the group. Population is 30. We're growing at 3 per turn. So every 10 turns we get 30 population. I'll show you why that's important in just a minute. And you don't need, like with the population, I can keep on sort of pulling these out, and because we've got growth of 3, we're getting plus 3 per turn. That will go down as we get closer to the actual food limits, but we can make use of that high growth. If we go into training, one strategy which can be quite useful is to start off by building a pioneer back in through here, and this will then give you a group that can then go off and settle your second city fairly early. But playing on a small map, I'm finding that to be not probably the better way to go. The cenotaph is good at 12 seasons, but it may be still too early to go and grab one of those. These would be very, very useful, and so I'm sort of tempted to do it, but 12 seasons where we're not doing anything at all is actually probably a little bit too much. If we go back into the build queue, we can then build different things as well. The cleric is going to provide me with minus 5% unrest and plus 2 fame. The fame doesn't matter that much yet, but it will later on. The merchant will give me plus 2 Gildar per season. The monument will give me plus 1 zone of control, which will then give me the grain. So that would be good. Tower of Dominion is going to give me plus 1 growth, so it negates the unrest penalty from the number of cities in your civilization. So we only get one of these per city, like per empire. The workshop is going to provide me with extra materials, so we end up with instead of it being a 4-3-2 city, which is what we had, it will then be a 4-4-2 city, which is something that would be useful. Before I do any of that though, let's go to spells. Because I chose Earth, I now actually have the Enchanted Hammers, which adds 1 more material to the city anyway. So if I go and click on this one here, it's 10 mana. I've got 40 mana to start with. So we'll cast the spell and cast it on the city. And now when we have a look at the city again, my production has now gone up. So I now have 4 materials. So it's now so I'm now getting 32. And then the unrest is still taking 24%, but I now have much better production. So if I go back into my my build queue, I then actually have the workshop is 8 seasons, for example, to go and grab another one of these, which will then allow me to get even more production. But the cleric, reducing the unrest is very, very important. Now it's 9 seasons for that one, which is not fantastic. The monument really isn't going to help me that much. If I go and get the workshop, look, it's always going to be useful for the whole game. I think I'll start there, and we'll just go and place it on the side here. If you want to grow, which way do I want to grow? Probably up. That will ultimately then push the city further up. All right, so we'll just go and click on done. Now, what do we have over here? I'm trying to find easy targets at the start. I think I could still take this, but let's get our level ups done before we sort of go and take that one there. So this I can get there in 1 turn. So we're now building. Oh, hang on, we've still got 1 more spell I can go and get. So we do have meditation, which is, we get plus 1 mana per radiance in the Enchanted City, which allows me then to get, at the moment I'm going up with plus 1 mana. Doing that will give me plus 3 mana per turn. So we'll cast the spell. So it now goes from plus 1 to plus 3. with what we end up having through there. So the city itself now is just, I've used up both radiant slots there just to sort of get my city set up. If I don't like what I've got, like I've got the actual radiance down through this other side, I can just remove them and then put something else in there when I'm ready to. So when I'm ready to use this city as an attack city, I like to build up my army, excuse me, I can actually then go and do that. Sorry about my throat there, guys. Okay, Tenor is saying Twitch is acting up once again, so Steam status constantly. I hope it doesn't continue doing that, guys. I'm sorry if that's the case. It looks exactly like Fallen Enchantress Legendary Heroes. It actually doesn't. And it's funny, if you open up them side by side, there's a lot more detail in this Reforged version. The graphics have been completely overhauled. They look similar, of course, because they're based on the same game, but they actually are quite different when you actually have a look. The like everything is just a little bit the detail in the actual the wolves and stuff is quite there's quite a bit more in it now. Yes, it does look like it because you're remembering with rose-coloured glasses. Hi Cygnus, how you going? So Falcons are saying that Twitch is fine for you. That's cool. Okay. And Stormforger is saying, I think cautious is one of the best traits. If you play Iron Man, it has saved my butt so many times. Yeah, that would have been good actually. Did I get that one? I can't remember now if I did get it. If I go back to the traits, sorry, that's the actual traits, the equipment, the skills. Yeah, we did grab it. Yeah, we did grab it. Actually, I've got to remember that that's there. I never play with this one, but you're right. It is a very, very powerful thing. But we can take this might on very easily. So I'm not going to be save scumming this one. We're just going to be going through. Whatever we get is whatever we get. So unit count is 1. Attack is 11. They've only got 3. And there's only one of them. So we'll just go to battle. By the way, you do want to know what your enemy is as you sort of are coming in. And so, again, I'm just going to move around. This one can move up to there. It won't matter because what I want to do is I want to go into defensive mode. Now, at the moment, we have 0 defense. I'm going to pass, which will then give me 7 defense at the moment. So my defense went up because I passed. He didn't. Like, we've got 2 shots. Our initiative is giving us a lot of turns before he gets a go. So we'll just come back in and we'll just now hit him. Hang on. Here we are. That just gives me a little bit more experience. And nothing else happened through there. So set the research path. So we need to do that to sort of finish off what we're doing. Now the civics I'm always happy with because there are good things in here to get the unrest down. Extra food, extra wealth. These are all quite useful. So I'll grab the civics right from the start. We have civilization, which is what these are. We've got warfare back in through here as well. These take a lot longer to go and get, and then magic as well, where we can get the. We don't have a shard yet, but we can get charms and things like that if we did actually have. Well, once we get the crystal, we're going to then be able to build magical equipment. So we'll go with civilization civics and just click on done, and it's now the next turn. Go and take this loot. So might have gathered some supplies, healing nectar. So this we don't want to use this just now, of course. We're just going to leave that one where that is. I think I can take on these guys. I think we can do it. Now, what about these? These here are rock spiderlings. They only have a combined attack of 10, but they have very, very solid defense. And even though they've only got 12 hit points, they are quite good there. And if we have a look and see what they've got, I can double click those, can I? No, I can go to details. Yeah, I can then sort of see the actual group themselves as to what they actually have. So they actually have a frail, actually, so -1 hit point per level. That's okay. Equipment. So again, we can sort of see the initiative is under ours. Defense of 6. So that's per unit. Move of 3. Attack 5. I think I could take them on as well. Yeah, so it's defense, 6 defense each time. It's just going to be a little bit harder for us. But these ones here, for example, don't actually have that one. So these don't have any defense, but they have... Actually, even their initiative is lower than the others. All right, let's go and give that one a crack. So we'll come back across, and I'm trying to get experience by doing these attacks. So we're both weak. The attack is 11 in through here. We get +3 for our one of the skills that we ended up picking. So we'll just go into battle. Now I'm going to again just go defensive by moving here and then putting the defense in. I still get a retaliation strike. You'll see that they both have a movement. I then get 2, then they have 2. I get 1, they both move. So I do have a little bit more initiative than what they've got. So I'm just going to go and pass. Now we're going to be up to 7. Retaliation strike almost kills it. It's not too bad. Now what I can do here is I'm not going to really be able to run away from these guys. These have got much more movement than what we've got. We've taken it down a little bit, so I do actually have the ability to jump away if I need to. So I do actually have the escape. Casting time 1, so all units flee from the battlefield, but it does take 1 turn to do it. So I don't know if we can do that automatically, but I'm actually happy enough to just go for this one. I think I'm just going to go, at the moment we've got defense of 7, so I'm going to absorb the attacks again because I get 1 retaliation strike anyway, so let's just go and pass. This is quite a viable tactic to do. Oh, hang on, I had 2 moves. Well, that was not a viable tactic. Oh, it dodged out of the way, unfortunately. Okay, well, that wasn't great. Now we only have 1 turn. We have 2 turns there. I've got a free hit coming up. Good, that one's down. So we get the 1 retaliation strike. Now I have 2 attacks. There we go. Big attack there. So we actually leveled up, which is what we wanted. So we picked up 1 clouded ruby, 1 demon horn, 2 wolf pelts, and 1 potion of wisdom. I really like what happens in through here. The crafting menu is now really important as you're sort of moving forward. So the 2 wolf pelts can be used. All of these are crafting materials, but we do have a little bit in through there. I'll just go and click on done. Now we choose our path. Now I'm going to choose Defender for him because that's what we've sort of built ourselves up to be. So we'll go +1 defense per level, +1 hit point per level, +1 armor proficiency. So each of these have got different abilities, and you do use all of them depending on who you're playing and the sort of setup that you've got. So I'm just going to choose Defender here. And we end up with a minor healing potion was now found as well, and we found the potion of wisdom. So go and click on that one through there. That will then just give me back the mana, I think. If we have a look at the equipment that we have. Actually, I'm not seeing it there. That's okay. Just leave it where that is. Let's go and click on done. So we now have to heal up. We're 23 out of 38. Let's just go in. And the wolf was guarding a meager horde. So we've got 8 gold, +1 fame. So the fame is slowly building up. Defense for fools. Here we go. So this is actually good. This is sometimes considered the 11th book of the Decalon. It's a single lengthy narrative regarding the exploits of the thief named Tashar Valir. Valir spent most of his time searching the catacombs beneath the Verhelm for treasure. So we can use this one here. And what this is going to do is give me +1 dodge, which is very, very useful. So I'm going to go and do that one. Now we still have 3 more moves. We can start a quest, and if we just zoom back out, this is the cloth map aspect of the game. So I can sort of just go and have a bit of a look to see what's around us. Looks like we are in the bottom corner of the map, just looking at the actual map down through there. So we will need to expand out. Now we've got another Dark Hollow. Okay, so we've got a Dark Hollow up there. Misplaced wares. There's a few different goodie areas back through that other side. Not sure what that is, but let's go and do this quest. This is only a week quest. I really only want to be doing this one here. The inn gleams from the polished floors to the attentive valet who spirits away your packs. The chamber they assign you overflows with comfort you rarely see on campaign. So you can invite the valet to trade polished floors for the open road. So I can actually bring one of these guys with me as part of my retinue, which I think is worth more than what we end up, like pocket a token or 2 as keepsakes. Let's go and do this one here. And so you outline the work, long marches, heavier packs, better stories. He weighs the offer, then agrees bringing along a few trusted colleagues. Awesome, we've now got a bit of a retinue. So this is good. I didn't pick up any. So this is the former valets back into here now. We'll have a look and see what they are. Let's go and click on done. And so now we have our new group. And so with the former valets are in here. And if we have a look to see who they actually are, these are archers. So, and if we have a look at what they are, if I go and, with them selected, if I go, I can actually equip them with different things if I had the ability to go and do it. So this is the, we can then see what they've got. They've only got 12 initiative, so their initiative is fairly bad. They've got 11 attack with their short bow. Accuracy is not great, but it's actually still okay. This was a slave. That's interesting. All right, so this is essentially a slave. Yeah, less initiative. And we're not going to be able to deal with, not going to be able to really use slaves all that effectively. But that's just a single unit at this point in time. But we can go back and build up. So if we just go back across, I may not have enough gold here to go and make it what I want. Once I go back inside my territory, I can then go in and set up the, with these guys here, go and select those ones and do the upgrade. And yeah, I can do it. I can afford to bring them up to a party of 3 troops. I think it's worth doing that. I can also upgrade for another 7 to give them padded vests, which will just give them +1 defense. And so that is worth doing as well, I think. So we'll just do the upgrade, and we'll upgrade a second time. Oh, hang on, it's now 21. I should have done it first. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Now I can't afford it. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. Not a big one, but it was a mistake. Right, so the rock spider link, I didn't think of that. Yeah, because we only were paying it for 1, and now we're paying it for 3. So we've now got these up. We're still a little bit worse for wear. So I'm just going to move up to here. Oh, hang on, we're in the city now. Now that will then help with the unrest. The unrest has gone down to 14 because we actually have the our leader is actually in the city right now. And we want to make sure that he heals up. So let's just stay there, get the unrest down a little bit as we sort of build things up. Now, with the gold, I could also go and try to push the, and pay for construction. But really, with the Gildar that we have, it's just not worth it. Okay, so Fitgal saying, what options does the game offer in terms of map size? Actually, that's a really good question. I don't think I've ever played it on... I always play these smallish maps. I mean, we can have a look. I can zoom out. I'll just go and save. Oh, hang on. I'll just continue. Save game. Use that one there. Save that one. And if I go back to the main menu and go into new game. So, and again, we can use our little cheats to sort of get that one sorted. But the, yep, so it's the Kingdom of Gildan. We'll just go next in through there. The, yeah, so I'm playing on a small. It goes from tiny, so that's suitable for 2 players. That's a smaller, and then gigantic up to 20 players, basically. So let's have a look and see what a gigantic map looks like. So I'll just go next, and then just go and play it. So in this case, I've got 9. That'll be limited to how many factions I think. Actually, no, there's a heap of other factions in the game, so you can actually really sort of push that one up if you're wanting to. Let's go and play it and see what it looks like as a gigantic map. So we're playing in one that's not all that large. Play. So again, that would be acceptable, this particular start. So Control U is what we end up having. This is the gigantic map. So that is, that's your gigantic map. So again, it's very large, very, very large, with lots of special abilities, special areas. Yeah, absolute monster. A monster of a map, so that's as big as it gets. And again, when Stardock builds games, they really do, when they go big, they go really big. And I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they go even bigger. I don't know who would play it on this. Maybe they won't, I don't know. These are themed areas on the map when you sort of see these little borders. So there should be a few of them. Different things. So different sorts of creatures and stuff that are themed in the actual map itself. Again, I think that what people will do is they'll start to mod and build those sorts of things themselves over time. Anyway, that's sort of that's the map. It's even a little overhang at the top there, but it's yeah, it's cool. It's very, very cool. Let's go and quit back out of this one. Main menu, load game, abandon that one, and just pick this one back up again. So yes, it can go from very small to very, very large. Now we're still inside, still injured. So let's just stay there for one more turn. And we do pick up a little bit of experience each turn, I think. If we just go back and have another look at what we have in through here, our experience, where's that? There it is. Yeah, 8 of 22. I'll just go and click on the end turn here. So we're still trying to get the civics. Okay, and the health is sort of coming back through. Yes, we picked up 1 XP, so not a great amount. We need to be doing the combat. So let's go out now. I should still wait one more turn in here. But it is helping us build the city with keeping the unrest down. There we are. It's good enough now with just 1 off. So let's go and take this group. And just move out. And we'll take these ones into here. So we're now considered a medium force. Let's go to battle. What I will do is a quick save if I do an auto battle, and just in case I need to save scum those, but I won't save scum anything else. They've got good initiative, and you can see that they have 2 moves before this guy gets to have a go. They're going to come after the other guy, I think. So I'm just going to move across into here. We have a little bit of defense now that we sort of took those that book that we ended up getting. So we'll actually hit this one. Critical, that's good. That one's down. That one's now moving, and it's trying to get up to where these guys are. So I'm going to move that one up. There is actually a zone of control around the tiles. I only did 5. Dodged out of the way. That's good going. And I can just fire from here. There we are. Good work. Good work, archers. So we didn't actually take any damage there. So just go and click on done. So we got more clouded rubies, 1 more demon horn, a bit of Gildar as well. Take this one, so more fame, and bottled fire. So this one here is fire shrieks out of the bottle and towards its victim, striking for 16 fire damage. So we can use this in combat if we need to. Let's just go and take these. We're looking for equipment. Now what I can do is, what have we got in there? Just the Darklings. They're going to be fairly simple for us. Find a valuable item. A crude spear. This is not any good for us. So I'm just going to click on OK. A drake tooth. Too large to wear as jewellery. These are often carved into delicate tokens and charmed by skilled artisans. So looks to be a crafting recipe in through there. Let's go and click on OK. And now we're into here with the Darkling army, which shouldn't really be a problem. Sometimes you do need to just go and check that there's not shaman and stuff in with them. But in this case, everything's looking pretty good. So we'll just go to battle again. Okay, so Steamforge is saying it said you found the recipe, so you can craft them from the crafting menu. Yes, and as you build things up as well, it will then sort of do other things for you. So I'm just going to go and grab these. Bring that one through. Dodged. That's good. And down straight away. Got another level up, which is great. Just go and click on done. I'll show you the crafting in just a second. We can't do too much at the start, but as we sort of start to pick up the various, particularly in the warfare tree, we can then start to craft certain things with what we find. So, got Defender back in through here. Select to view your Defender traits. So I can either, like one thing I do want to be doing here is picking up the extra 15% experience. I also want to be getting Healer, +3 to the army's health regeneration per season is useful. Initiative can be useful. This is Pommel, so it reduces the victim's stamina to 0 if it hits. I think I'll just go with Healer at this stage, just because that way we can sort of stay active for just a little bit longer. Have one more move, we'll just move into there. Darkling defeated, another Fame, and another Wolf Pelt. All right, let's go to crafting now. So the different areas, we've had a look at spells before. We've got the spell books back and through this other side. I'm picking up a bit of mana. I've got 54 mana now, so I can use this one around the place. Nothing there that we need, though. This is crafting. So at the moment, these are things that I know, like long sword, legendary great sword, stuff like this has been sort of opened up to me. So these are all stuff that as an ironeer I can do, but I need to get the flawless iron to sort of be able to craft these sorts of things. Chain shirt, I probably won't be even able to wear these just yet. There's that clouded ruby that we've been picking up. So we've got 3 of those. We only need 1 of those to get the Vambraces, which will just add to my defense. So I can't really do anything just yet. What will happen is when I actually can craft something, a little number will appear above it, and so we can sort of see that we have to do it there. The Kingdom Report, still pretty too early to really worry about that one. What have we got through there? This is a lurk, so I don't even know what this thing is. Oh, that's right, some sort of demon. If you have a look at the details of this one here, 8 in initiative, 8 defense, attack 12. It's got no, what's the skills? It's got a lot of skills. Immune to poison, vulnerable to lightning. It's got +1 counter attack. It's tough. Second wind, and macabre pleasure. So that's going to be a little bit too difficult for us at this point in time. So I won't worry about trying to get rid of that one there. We are trying to find out where our next city will be. So I might move back down this other side. What I might do is actually take the guys away from each element. You've got no construction left in here. I'm going to go and build up another army. So if we go back to build, I mean the cleric's useful, but it's 8 seasons. So let's go back to train. Now we don't know where we can settle just yet, so I'm going to be building up the cenotaphs. These were 12 before. We can build our own, but like these first guys aren't really all that important. These have got like a fair few hit points. They've got a bit of defense there, a bit of attack, move of 3. Initiative is pretty good. They do cost a bit, and so we're going to be going backwards with wages, but I will train them up. So we'll need to get the merchant. Now the city is actually leveled up. Now this first city, because I've got the 2 radiants with it, I can then sort of ultimately make it into a very, very good city for building strong units. So I'm going to make it into a fortress. So these are the different ones you have. Conclave is more for magic. So this is going to enables conclave improvements and increases research. The fortress enables fortress improvements and increases the level of units trained here by 1. Select this to dedicate your city to defense and military pursuits. And then we have the town, which is going to be more about making Gildar and gold, so gold and income and growth. But we're going to go fortress, so we'll accept that. So we have a shield-shaped item next to, or shield-shaped area next to what we end up having. And so ultimately we'll now have other things we can then go and build in here. For example, like the hedge wall, so defending units get a more initiative. The forge, which trained units will then get better defense, which actually would be better than what we have. That's going to be useful. I think I'll get that one straight away. And we now have access to this one as well. So let's just now go and move across this side, I think. So I can build this one as well, and I do want to get that just to get the growth. See how the growth has gone down only to 2 now? We've got 200%. We've got 50 population now, so we're only going up at 2 per turn. Training yard as well is going to sort of allow us to do a little bit more, but I think overall the yeah, that's going to be useful. So I'm just going to go and change the order. I'm just going to drag that order back, so we do the forge first, then the cenotaph after that, which should then end up with better, like extra defense. Like it should have 2+2 defense to it, which can be substantial. So yep, that's all going to be fine. We'll just go and click on done. So we do actually have the forge coming first, then the cenotaph will be what the city then focuses on. So in the meantime, we'll just keep on sort of extending what we do around the place. And we still haven't found a good spot yet for another city. Balanced axe. Now this one actually does more damage than what we have. It's got +10 accuracy. The backswing if the attack misses the unit, so we do get more. But at the moment, I may have to rely more on the ability to defend and actually have the counter attack. So I think I'm just going to click on OK. It's better than what we've got, but I'm still going to keep with what we have. This is a Darkling army. So what have they got? They've got a standard old Darkling that we've seen before with only 5 hit points, but this is a Darkling Rider. It just means they move further, but it's still fairly weak overall. So I'm just going to move down and we'll take this one on. So Civics has now been produced, so we'll open up the research. Knowledge is going to give me the study and the produced research in through there. Trading is going to give me, it's 43 away for that one. Restoration is going to give me the garden, which would be useful as well. I'll go for growth, just so we can try to push the city up a little bit more. Just going to click on done now. Yeah, forge is still coming. So at the moment we've got hardly any gold, but we will find it as we loot these guys. So we'll go to battle again. And really I'm just going to protect these archers. We'll pass. They're trying to get in behind us. Now we should have didn't actually do what I thought it was going to do. There we go. We killed it. There should have been a retaliation. Maybe there was. Maybe it had a skill to stop that from happening. Dodged out of the way, which is often the case. So the Dross archers have now leveled up. Another +2 fame. We found a staff, not really all that good. Just going to click on OK. I can sell these sorts of things off. Now we have 3 wolves. That's a tricky one. Then we actually have a Tuatha champion who's not adjacent. This is actually this will be from the mod pack, the mods, the modded thing from the workshop that I brought in. Now is that weak? Yeah, it is. I might do that one first. Okay, so sleep provides elusive thanks to a celebrated bard hosting an all-night revel upstairs. The landlord shrugs helplessly. Join the revelry for a spell, so we restore 10 mana, which we don't need. And since the bard, so we do end up with a mana potion. I don't know what that'll do. Step aside, confiscate, and remind everyone. Okay, blah blah blah. So we didn't do anything there. I didn't pick up anything. Actually, that was not all that useful. Now the trouble, this is going to be worth a heap, so we're not going to be able to do anything else there. If I just move up into this position, yeah, I need 55 Gildar for recruitment to go and grab this guy. Well, if it's only 55 Gildar, that's not far off. Let's take this one on. Now, I am a little bit concerned about the former valets. Let's see how we go. The reason I'm concerned is because these wolves can move a long way every turn. We do get a couple of rounds there before they get to do anything, so I'll see if I can actually invite an attack coming in to start with. So we'll move into here and just pass. And then we should get a retaliation strike. Yep, so a little bit of damage done there. Good, we're dodging well. So we have an attack, then our guys have an attack, then we have an attack. So I'm going to take on, these have only got 6 hit points. Good, that killed that one off completely. And that killed that one off completely, and then we've got this one. There we go, good. Job done. So we took a just minor damage there. Again, more wolf pelts. When we get leather armor, this is going to be very, very useful. Tilda herbs. Just click on OK. Bottled flight. And we'll just move into there. So plus 12 gold. Still not enough. Well, I'm really not finding a good location for the second city, which is a bit of a problem, I've got to say. I will actually queue this one up. Just build the farm on top of that one, so that'll then just join the queue. So that'll be at the back end there. But actually, we are going to need to get gold. Yeah, we're hardly getting anything at all because of the expenses that we currently have. Here we go. We've actually now got a crafting recipe. So it'll show us usually. There we go. Minor healing potion. We needed these herbs to then go and build. We needed the glass flagon plus it says nectar, but it's actually the Tilda herbs or whatever they were called. So it looks to be a bit of a bug there with what it's referencing. But I could craft a healing potion if I needed to. So that's what I mean before about the little numbers that we actually have. I am really worried that we don't have anywhere to go. Our expansion is going to be quite slow. It's 47. It'd be nice to get this thing. It's level 5. Defender, regeneration. This would be great. Great to get hold of that one. Oh, there we go. This is iron ore, which is going to be very important for us to find that. So we now have, so the cenotaphs are now being built. So we should get another +2 defense. It says still 5. It may only be 5. We'll have to see because we started off that way. By the way, this is sort of evil terrain being changed to good. Not that it doesn't have any real bearing on the game, but that's actually what's happening. We're sort of slowly terraforming what we have in through here. Now we're 47. I need to find more gold. Now we've got a Reaver's army. These are considered weak, but there's a lot of hit points there. And then we have a Prowler's army, which will be, again, considered weak, but it's not actually as weak as we think. Come on, give me something I can settle into. Let's have a look at the Reavers. So these have got 13 hit points, 11 and 11. And if we have a look at the details for these, there's skills. So they're inaccurate, which is good, and misandry. So they do actually hit men a little bit better. These are females. So we've got the Reavers there. Detail should be the same all the way through for these. Yep, so same deal through there. Well, I think I can do this. If we have a look at their equipment, I've got an assassin's knife. They do have counter attacks and +3 attack versus champions. There's no other slots. They do actually have throwing knives as well. Alright, so that's what they actually do have. And these prowlers, I've only got 13 hit points, no defense. There's no skills there either. Yeah, got nothing really. They may be easier. I thought they had other abilities. Alright, let's go and battle these. They should have very high initiative. There we go. Almost got it. Nice, that was a good hit. Okay, so we leveled up again. Go and click on done. So with what we have in Defender, I can get plate mail proficiency before when we get it, but I don't really need it just yet. We've got plus 10 hit points, which would be useful. Just go back to the general areas, back into here. This one here is first aid, which I don't need yet, but I will get it at some point. I think I'll just go with the experience. That way we level up faster. So we'll just choose potential. We found Tilda herbs there again, so that's okay. We can actually now make healing potions. Let's just move up into here. And we picked up 8 gold. That's enough for us to go and grab that guy. And a ruined chain shirt. We can actually go and grab this one. Now it reduces my initiative, but it does give me 5 more defense, so I will equip this one. So that's going to allow me to have better with what we're doing. Now I'm going to come back to this to see if we can pick this guy up. Just needed 55 there. Oh, we need 135 fame. I thought we'd need a little bit more than 9. So I wish I would tell you that right at the start, that you're not going to be able to pick him up for some time. Let's go for these Reavers. So we'll everything is going well. Just waiting on these guys to now come. I'm really actually a bit worried that we haven't found a settlement location yet. So at the Reavers, go to battle. Now we get one attack, then they have their various attacks coming back through. They don't move very fast. We will have to close the gap. They will be targeting the archers. So we now have one attack. Yeah, so the initiative is about the same all the way through. I'll just force them around the corner. Now that one's there. It's got the 11, 13 and 11. 25. When they gang up, they do get better attacks. It doesn't tell you in the game what that is. This one's still got 6. I'll just try to kill one at a time. Dodged. That's okay. Took a little bit of damage. Big attacks going in. I better kill one at a time. Oh, still not enough. These retaliation attacks are a bit painful. Okay, we've got one of them down. Let's move out of the way. That's the other 11, that's still the 13. 3. I'll just move away so they don't get the retaliation with all the other helpers. Good, that one's down. Dodged. Got 2 shots here. 6. So not quite half. Yep, another 6. Retaliation, we got it. There we go. So we lost a bit there, but we these guys did level up again. And we've now got new technology. We've now got the garden. We'll open up the research. And I think I'll go with leatherworking. Training will give me like +1 army size. Not that I need it just yet. We get the barracks. Requires the fortress, which we have. I'll grab leather armor. Just so we can pick up the others. Got Tears of Sidrum. I can actually equip this. We get +3 hit points whenever an enemy is killed, so I'll just equip them up. And we now have champions available. We've gone over the 10. So your fame has grown far and wide. So we go to the recruitment. So we've got a couple of them in here. Now we've got Clarity Clearbrook is a what is she? She's got no specialization. Neither is this one through here. She has got air and water abilities plus Mansa blood. So she's got extra movement, which is useful. It looks like she's a mage, or at the start of being a mage. This one here's got an axe. He's Altarian, so a plus 10% experience. Rush unit takes an extra action. That's actually not bad. And then he also has revenge, so +1 attack each time this unit is struck in battle. I sort of like the idea of him. He's also got fire. We'll eventually end up with our own mages anyway, so I think we'll go with Othello. So we'll bring him in. There he is. Right, so what do we got in here? This is another weak area. And I am really concerned now about that we haven't seen anything. New suitors await. This is actually the dynasty system. So we've got the family tree through there. We can actually arrange marriages with some of these, but we don't have enough yet. It's going to cost me too much. So I won't worry about talking about that one just yet, because we're sort of a fair way off. But we do have 3 suitors there. Profane is saying, I had a lot of fun with Fallen Enchantress. It's neat that they're making this. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I might even have a look to see. Like we're now, sort of going for an hour and a half, but it's I'm actually really concerned that I haven't come across anywhere that I can actually settle. It does expand out there. I can sort of see through the fog of war a little bit there. But none of these areas are all that good. Embers and Ash, you enter the village finding it entirely in flames, lit by a raiding party sworn to the last Titan. The villagers have long since fled, but from a single building you hear the cries of someone trapped in the blaze. The town well isn't far away, and you might be able to put out the flames, or you can try to charge in and save them directly. I think we'll dash in to save him. And so the flames singe your clothes, and here as you sprint inside, you find an old man trapped beneath a fallen timber and heave it off him. He thanks you, then begs you to save his precious treasure from the next room. There's no time for it. Wait, you say, treasure? Precious? You stroke your chin. Treasure is great and you love it. On the other hand, death by flames isn't. I've got to help that treasure. Now the treasure, this one, I do vaguely remember this one here. I'll go and do it. Dash into the next room, burning yourself a little bit more. In the back of the house, you find the treasure the man was speaking of, a pair of chests. One looks to be full of valuable scrolls, the other enchanted equipment. You only carry one. We'll rescue the equipment, because that's going to be more useful. Okay, so you pick up the chest containing the equipment and dash outside as the house collapses. You find the man there. You couldn't save both, he says. You drop the chest at his foot. You recognise his gratefulness, lets you keep the equipment yourself and offers to come with you to repay his debt to you. Cool. So we've now got a new group as well. So we pick up the Ring of Mastery. So this is +5 spell mastery, requires level 7. And Rusty Vambraces, another 4 defense. We've got the Rescued Old Man. So we'll have a look and see who this actually is as well. This ultimately should be, again, fairly good. So we are building up our little army. So the Ring of Mastery, if we go and look at this one here, I actually really don't need it with my character. I should have grabbed the other one, shouldn't I? We'll equip it though. So this is 50 experience for those who can stomach it. Well, we'll use that ourselves. So this will then give us like another level up. Should do. And we've got now we need this one. We require a plate mail to be able to go and equip these Rusty Vambraces. Just go and click on OK. We have gone up a level. So with that experience, now what's that one? That gives me more equipment that I can then go and carry. If I go back to the plate mail proficiency and grab that one, I can then go back to the equipment and I can now put those on. So I can now sort of wear the Rusty Vambraces. And I'm sort of tempted, I've got DasTactic there, the former valets, you can actually upgrade them with stuff as well if you want them to. Now this is Othello. Othello is just using a axe. But I can use this one here, the balanced axe. These axes are two-handed. So let's go and replace that. It's just going to give him a little bit more abilities. He's also got the Athican leather cuirass, which gives giving him 3 defense. So he's actually fairly good. Traits. He hasn't really leveled up at all just yet. He's only on the first tier. So he's actually going to, that'll be fine. And so the old man, what's he? So if we have a look and see his abilities. So he's just got a club at this point in time. Skills are, he's Altarian, so +10 experience, he's got rush. Doesn't have any real abilities other than this club, which is 6 attack, -4 initiative. So I can give him equipment. Crude Spear is going to give him accuracy, and that it can ignore part of their defense, immune to counterattack, impale. Yeah, I'm thinking we could just go with a normal axe at this stage. So we'll just go and get him wielding the axe. Now again, I can level him up. I'm really worried that I just haven't found a it's just the RNG aspects. I'm going to move the cenotaphs up here just to scout a little bit, because we do need to find another position up here where we can expand into. We moved a long way around. It may be a restart. So Tenro's saying, I'm not a fan of the settlement mechanic in this game. The land seems to be way too desolate. This makes it tedious to find worthwhile. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just the RNG has hit us. Now we've found Drog. So you've seen DasTactic of Gildan, your cities are your soldiers, your thrall watches over them. Perhaps a day has come. So this is an empire. So the Trogs are here. There's another Knight's army there. So this will be their city. So there's nothing in between there and us. So we'll expand this way and just sort of see what else we can find. We're not really in a position to take him on. Got the farm coming in 4. Unit events. Actually, how are we going with our army size? Still can put 2 more in. We are... we're still doing okay there, which is fine. They're a little bit ahead of us, and unfortunately now it's with not having that city, it's going to make life a bit tricky for us. And there's another Prowler army. which is wandering. And we'll just go to battle here. Now the militia that we actually have through here has only got 8 hit points, so I don't really want him getting too close. Look at the protection we now actually have. So we didn't need to start with the others. A fellow I'll bring in as well. He's got 22 hit points. We'll leave him back. Dodged. Gets revenge. Bang. Good work. Now that is their city. Hilgar. It's got Merchant's Blessing, so it's getting more gold, plus it's got Meditation. So it's got 2 Radiance slots. Growth is still going up. It's got population. Fusion Scroll. Now, I think taking this on, they've got two protection there. I could actually probably take it. Use a fortress. What do you reckon? Should we? This is the only way we're going to expand is by taking this city, I think. I think we'll have to just do it. They are empire after all. We could probably think of a way that would be important for us to go and try to sort that one out. Got a wolf army there. I just want to move past until I find other locations. 1, 2. They're building grey spears. There's nothing in the city. Guys, I think we have to do it. Just do a quick save, just in case I end up with screwing this up. I mean, as in this not being what I wanted to ultimately do. Yeah, they've got gold right there. They've got iron. They've got everything I need. Except for all these prowlers everywhere. Now, we've got 1 turn. We can do it if we declare war. So we'll go to diplomacy. And Drog will speak to him and declare war. This is cool as well, the way it sort of does work, where you've got like the way that they think about you comes up with various. Actually, they've got 2 settlements. They don't need this settlement. I need it. They've already got 2. Yeah, net income. We're going backwards, so I'll declare war here. Goodbye. Oh, now we're up this way. Just move on in. Now, did they just... They just went up by 12. I'm not sure what they did there. I've only got the 2 there. In we go. They've got more here than we thought. Militia parties. We should still be able to take it though, with what we have here. So we go to battle. So now, what abilities do they have? They've got there's a fair few of them, and so if we have a look at the actual group that they've got, if I double click them, I can then sort of see what they have. They've got low initiative. They've got high attack, 18. And their parties, spell mastery, doesn't matter. Skills, these are trogs, so +2 attack when under 50% hit points. Berserk, +2 to attack and initiative, but the unit attacks enemies without the player's direction. So we're going to need to stop them from getting through to these guys. So I need to, that's the only way through there. So I can actually just move into here and attack this one here. So we'll go and do that. Although, who do we have a turn? We have our turn, then we have Othello, then we have the rescued old man. I think I'll keep the rescued old man back. And I'll use the two heroes in the middle here. So I'll move to here. Only 3. What's their defense? Their defense is 7. Now we both help each other. So that's one of the units down. And I'm going to keep him back, I think. Just see with his only 8 hit points, it's just not good enough. So we've got the one there. Sorry, I'm just getting different things. Hi, Hyperventilator, how you going? Henry saying, have you heard of Timberborn? I have heard of it. I don't know if I've got it. Anyway, let's continue on. So we've got the... Yeah, I don't know much about it though. Before we do here, I think I'll just leave him on this end and just pass and just see if he can survive. No, he can't. The revenge is picking up. This may not have been a good idea. The archers won't worry me too much. Let's just clean these up. Nice. And then we've got this one here. Not enough damage. Now this is getting too much. Oh, damn it. He's going to be injured. Getting through them. Oh, wow. That was a great shot. It's gone berserk. Retaliation gets rid of it. Oh, almost killed me. Now we've got a couple of shots here before they get a turn. Only one down. Hopefully our guys can dodge out of the way because they're not going to kill him. Oh, damn it. They're down as well. Well, we will win this eventually. But we don't know what other armies they've got out and about. So they were killed. Othello is missing now a finger. So unit can equip... see, what can he do here? It's even injury. Don't know what that does. One less accessory than normal. So one less ring. That's okay. We can deal with that. So we'll just click on done. So we now have this one. God, there's a lot of enemies in around here. So we've got the got this guy here is now injured. So we'll now that we've taken over this location. We don't know where the rest of the army is, and they'll be trying to build up. We now have 2 slots in here as well, so let's just go back across. Sorry, before I do that, this is also a fortress. So this is a second fortress. It's closer to the middle of the map, so it's going to be a little bit more. It's going to have a little bit more sort of going for it. Now there is a scout party, so they've got one scout party out there which is weak. We also, at this early stage, won't actually have the, if we go to the details in through here, we have to build up the guys to protect this one again. And so we have a little bit of time, but there's a bit of time before we can sort of really do anything in through here. Now, just go and click on done. Now building, we've got a little bit extra in there. think I want to now bring the other force across. This is a good city. If these attack, we're in trouble at the start. So let's go across. We've got the enchanted hammers to help us build. We also have Aura of Might. So all units trained in the city are +1 defense per radiance. So you get another +2 if we build up in here, and we possibly will need to. The mana is no longer important. The Merchant's Blessing may be okay. But the enchanted hammers, let's go and do that. And I do feel that we're going to need to build up in this location here. These here, like we're going to need to get these other guys back, I think. We haven't really found anywhere else that's going to be helpful. So let's move these back over into the city. It's going to take 12 turns to get there, which means that the others will come back with an army. So with the construction that we have through here, if we go back to training, 15 seasons there, so the other one's going to be back there before it. We can get another militia, which has got 9 times 3, so it's got a fair few hit points, no defense. But I should be able to make leather equipment for it. That's only 5 seasons away. I can equip that. I'll grab that one there. So I'll train that one up, just so we've got something else. Now that's a scout party from these guys, from the Drog. Now they tried to move past, but they must have had like a movement to move before we took it over. So I'm going to kill them off. So we'll just move on out and destroy them. Let's do a quick save here. So ping just means that they hit but didn't do any actual damage. It's one down. These guys are fairly strong overall. They've got no defense. How are they resisting these attacks? There we go. The initiative that we have is super useful. And I'll just make sure I stay in the city itself. Oh, hang on, I only did one spell. So we get the hammers, the Aura of Might. Again, I should have clicked on that one. With the building that we're doing. Now we've got bandits in through here as well, who is also working with the Drog. So this is a Trog faction essentially that has come in. So we have a lot of. We're going to ultimately need to get these armies across and then clean this one out. This one does now fix up the problem that we had with the lack of cities. And playing on these small maps with so many factions in it, it is a bit like this. Hi Supreme Plague, how are you going? You've got 2 recipes now. What else can we do? We've got the chain coif. So we've got the 3 flawless iron. It's only give me +2 defense. I think I'll save it up. I don't think we'll worry about that one. Okay, Gildan has conquered. Yep, so you declare war on the Drog. So they're down to 3. We're now up to 10, which is good. Nearby gold deposit was in their control. This is going to be. I do want to be building on this, but I just want to get protection into here first. It's a shame we lost the other units, and we will need that as well. I'll just queue them up. I can always just get other units in here before we need to do anything else. Did we check? For the padded vest, we don't actually have, we didn't get the benefit of the fortress with that group, but it's still powerful, relatively powerful anyway. Okay, so we'll leave that one where that is. Now I don't know where the others actually are, and I don't really want to be going off and wandering around. We're still trying to get Othello back up to speed. Let's just keep him back there. Again, if we just look at the details here, we still don't have anything else going on. Unrest is high. You've got an occupation penalty, which will go away slowly over time. So, is there anything else we need to do? Yeah, we've got a. The city is now needs to be building something up. If we just go back into build again, and I'll grab the merchant. Just get this so that it joins up, and we probably want to move down this way a little bit as well fairly soon. Right. Now all of these guys are a problem. Just have to wait until we get these across. Where I see opportunity, I'll take it. Like this bandit can be hit. Just auto resolve that one. God, there's a lot of danger in here. With all of these, I do need to get this army back up in here. The militia is still 4 away. Now, actually, I could possibly even rush them. Actually, sorry, I'll just go and grab this one, get back into the city again. Yeah, I can rush them if I wanted to for 30 Gildar. I don't think I need to just yet. We're not seeing any other threats. So let's just keep that one where that is. Again, we just got these guys still wandering through. These sort of move randomly. They could attack us, which we should be able to... Well, we don't have the militia here yet. Yeah, we've got no protection there. I'm not sure when we get those back. But it shouldn't be too far off. The occupation penalty is slowly coming down. So yeah, I'm not sure when we actually pick up the group. So I'm a little bit worried about the other force. So I might need to sort of get even more militia, just to sort of plug the gaps. In this case, we'll just go back into build again. And zone of control doesn't really matter in this case. The cleric, I think I will actually... The bell tower as well does bring the unrest down, but the cleric just gives me a little bit more of this as well. Let's go down this way. So we look at the details of this city. Yes, we can sort of see there. Yeah, we've got 3 of those with 1 archer, is what we're sort of seeing with the protection. But we're not seeing that with the other city just yet. So we need to keep on sort of moving through. Okay, Othello has now moved up as well. Now, Othello is... what should we make him? The defense, again, is useful. +1 defense per level. Warrior is going to give him better attack. You know, I think I might make him a warrior or a commander. You get minus 15% to unrest in the city this unit is in. And it does then allow him to then lead armies. He's already pretty strong though. Reducing the unrest is going to help in the city that we're in. Let's choose the commander. So he's almost healed up now. And I'll wait until I get these militia and other bits and pieces in here before we sort of do too much else. Okay, they'll just automatically move. I can grab this here with a pioneer unit. There's our militia party. Again, if they attack the city, we do get a little bit of a benefit by being a fortress. Yeah, we still don't have any protection here just yet. They've now gone up to 6. This is so they're building back up again. We can have a look and see, did they get another city? No, they've still only got one settlement. Their net income is down. They've still got 54 population there. Our population is pretty good. So we've now switched the things here, which was good. I mean, it was worth the losses that we took. Once we get these guys across, then that's going to cement things even more for us. Unit events, yeah, we completed those before. And I think we'll train up cenotaphs in here as well, like another group of these. Actually, what else do we have? If we go back to build, the forge will then just give me extra stuff as well. Training yard. The hedge wall, defending units initiative is +2. That's actually pretty good, but it's 23 seasons away for that one. The unrest in here is just too much. The occupation penalty is a problem. That will come down eventually. I think we'll just train that one up and just move it back in the middle there. Just so we can deal with the other units that do come in. So it's getting close now. These will randomly move off in different directions. Animals tend not to move into cities, but you never really know. So the cenotaph, if we go back to equip, these guys are armed with spears. They've got soldier's gloves, so they get better accuracy. Soldier's boots with extra initiative, and padded vest for 1 defense. But they get a bit of a bonus for defense because we've got the unit defense bonus of 25%, being that's what we chose at the start. We've got the iron skin as well. So they've just got a basic spear. We do actually have the crude spear, which is even worse. So that's actually a better equipment. I could give them the battle hammers, but I'm sort of happy enough with the spears. I mean, they're not great, but they'll do for now. Just go and click on done. So they're now in. So we've now got just need 2 more units really, and then we've got like a bit of a fighting force. We should be able to take on these prowlers. Now the iron mine, the gold mine. I thought that was the first one that we were getting. Look, I'll I'll allow that to continue. I thought I was getting the gold mine first because we are losing a bit in here. When we get this next lot of cenotaphs. Again, details, still nothing here, which is a concern. Okay, so we're now under attack by the prowlers, and so we only have the group that we have in through here, which is fine. So we do actually have good defense, good attack, so this will then get rid of this group of prowlers. These have got good hit points though. These are 16 hit points. Let's go back to battle. Now pretty much everyone in here should be relatively good. Except for this guy, Othello. So I'm going to have to move him out. But the others should be able to help a lot. Now the cenotaphs can actually attack through the through this, like they've got the spear. So the spear has got a guarded strike. They've got impale, which I can't do yet until I've got 3 stamina. And I've screwed up here because I've left him in the middle there. Damn. He's going to be down yet again. It's 1 down. Well, the militia, I'll just move them in behind. Kill that one off. Come on, stay alive. Damn it. He's down again. Another injury. Now we can impale. The militia aren't great, but they'll do for now. I've only got 3 defense. I'm just going to pass. I'll just move them down and pass. Good. Good. Okay, they survived. All right, that's a level up for us, and he's now got pneumonia, so he's now bad with the colds. Poor Othello. Poor Othello. He is not doing too well here. So in our defender traits, plus 10 hit points, I think is going to be good for us at this stage, so I'll grab those. We also then have plus 10 defense when defending, which is pretty good. I was hoping we'd pick up a better sword by now, but we just don't have one. So we'll go with the extra hit points. We found some more herbs. A couple of them. These are just a little bit too strong for us. So we now need to heal these up. Got the cleric back over here. So we'll build the bell tower, just get the unrest down. Done. Now, leatherworking is still 9 seasons away, unfortunately. What have we got that's next? That's all done. Enemies in the territory. We will have to clean these out. But again, we just have to keep on building up. This iron mine coming in 3, then we've got the cenotaph after that. So we'll end our turn. Glad they didn't attack. We just need to get these guys healed back up again. And we will have to get on top of the money as well at some stage. Nearby Crystal Crag is now inside our territory. I will actually queue that one up for building as well. going to have to just keep on relying on Hailga through here. Details again. We still haven't got anything. Unrest. Occupation penalty is now 40. Maybe it has to get all the way down to 0. I don't actually know what the parameters are there. Another gold deposit there. What a great location. Wow. What an awesome location, ultimately. Just need to hold on to it. So Supreme Playing is saying, does the game have random maps happening on the world map? I've turned them off. I tend to find that they become a bit too much. So yeah, I really can't sort of do that one. Thorny Element saying, hi, Das, finally getting to play Elemental the way it's supposed to be played. There we are. Your opinion is, what does Elemental do better than Age of Wonders 4? Be honest. Okay. It's I was expecting this question, actually. I thought I'd have it before now. What Elemental does, it's not comparable. And I know people will compare it, the two games. They'll actually compare both games and sort of and think about what they do. They're not the same game. So it's quite different. In fact, it would be if the question was what does Elemental do better than Master of Magic? I think that's a fairer question. So Age of Wonders 4 is very much a well, first of all, the actual, like, this is a Reforged, so it's actually it's built on I guess games that were built, sort of like 15 odd years ago. So you've got that aspect as well. So you're sort of really looking at that stage, when Elemental first came out, there wasn't even Age of Wonders 3 at that point. So just putting that into perspective, Age of Wonders 4 is a very, very polished game with what it actually is. So it certainly is sort of up there in terms of the the polish aspect. Age of Wonders 4 is much more heavily focused on the actual tactical combat. So the tactical combat has got a lot more in it. Now that's good and bad for different people. I happen to like the tactical battles. Other people don't. They find that they go for too long. A tactical battle in Age of Wonders 4 will actually typically take about half an hour to play out one good sized battle. A good sized battle in Elemental Reforged will take about 5 minutes. So there's a big difference in the way that the tactical combat is done. So overall, the pacing, like we're up to season 42 at the moment, and we mucked around a lot at the start of this. I didn't actually sort of get into the game early, so the pacing is much better in Elemental, I think. So you sort of do move forward a lot faster, if that sort of helps. But in terms of graphics, Age of Wonders 4, it has got certainly got more than an edge there, again because of what it's based on. And I will say as well, like I do still prefer hexes more than tiles. I wish that the game was a hex game, but it's a tile game. Not that it matters that much. It still works. I mean, there's a lot of tile games that have come out in recent years that actually work very, very well. And so so I'm not going to be negative about that aspect, but it is an aspect there. So by the way, guys, if you do want to grab my attention, just to an DasTactic. So it's campaign or free mode. This is just free mode that we're playing. I'm not playing one of the campaigns. I think there's 3 campaigns. I don't tend to play campaigns in games. I tend to just sort of play random maps, just see how we go. But that was interesting. I mean, the fact that we couldn't find a second city location with what we had, so we had to be aggressive, and I quite like that. I mean, that's a bit different than what I would normally be doing. I'd be normally sort of squirreling and trying to build up, but we haven't had that luxury. One thing I do want to do is get a road between this city and this city. So trading will now become an important. Like leatherworking is still 8 seasons away, unfortunately. We are going to have to get on top of the research. I won't do that one just yet. 2 more turns and we get the iron mine. We will need that for building things soonish anyway. So that's not going to be wasted. Just have to survive in here for a little bit longer with these injured guys. So we'll go to turn now. Now they could destroy this, and that would really piss me off. We've got the Cenotaph party there. And us. Do we go in? Prowler's army. Doesn't have any defense. If it wanders into that, we lose all of that time. This is coming in one turn. I'm going to risk it. It's a 1 in 8 chance, basically, that it'll wander there. So I think that we'll do well with the RNG. Nope. Oh, there we go. So we lost all that time. All that time gone for nothing. So it actually did wander randomly onto that iron mine and destroyed it just as we were about to get it. I should have gone and risked the attack. Still got Othello still getting his health back, and we're still waiting for the militia party as well. So we'll just wait for them to come good. It's funny. That is funny. With what actually ended up happening there. So we'll just keep on sort of rattling through now. I can't explore because I just can't get away. 10 turns for the Cenotaph there. What are we doing down in here? Bell Tower in 4. And we're losing a bit of money as well, so we do need to get on top of the money. Welcome, guys, from the Raiders from Goatee. Welcome, guys. So we're playing the launch version. Actually, have they updated yet the Elemental page? Has this been updated? And if it has... Yeah, it has. It's now been updated. Just get rid of the broadcast. So yeah, the release date is there. So I'm pretty sure that I don't need to update. I might just have a quick look on my Steam library and just double check and just see if I need to, if I am playing with the most recent version. Manage downloads, and no, there's nothing else there. That's fine. Yep, that's okay. So so we are playing with they just hadn't actually done the bits and pieces yet on the page, but it's now there. So it's now got the Elemental announcement. So that wasn't there before, which is good. So we can have a quick look and see what that actually has got. So 20% off as well. I didn't know that as well. So it is actually 20% off at the moment, which is good. So it's $29.20 if you're Australian. So it's about, what's that going to be in US? That's maybe 24 bucks, I guess, somewhere in around there, I would think. Chris is saying it's available now. I need to wait until I get a chance to boot up Steam. Yeah, so it's he's saying enjoy tactics. So in this case, we've got the so this one actually it wasn't 20% off when I started, but it is now. This is a launch trailer. We maybe watch that. Just have a bit of a look. The quality is a bit bad on this particular one. That returns combined, remastered and reforged. Here we go. Elemental Reforged. There we go, 18 euros for Supreme Plague. So again, we've done all of this at the start. Sort of. We didn't actually change the look of them. And again, we didn't do this where we actually changed the specifics of who we were fighting. We've just left that random. So we're certainly doing all this at this stage. Cover Lost Technologies. That's a nice little army group. These are themed areas. This is the actual combat. Wow, this is where we have to be careful who we go up against. They really have done a lot with the graphics. When you look back at the old Fallen Enchantress, it's really, really quite different now. Look at the characters. I mean, the characters are so different to Fallen Enchantress. Like, so different. It's a nice. I like this. They've actually. It's all in-game graphics that they've used, which is sort of often you don't see that, but that's good. Here we go. There's the dynasty system. There's a lot in this game. In themed areas. Okay, this is not in-game graphics, guys. think that was from the original. The very first scene from the old games from 16 years ago. Yes, Sprint Plugins wish they had a 50% off if you own the old game. I think 16 years is a bit too long. Don't know why that's still black. Anyway, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's got all the different bits and pieces in there. Graphically, it certainly is. It's certainly heaps better than the original, and better than Fallen Enchantress by a mile as well. So anyway, that's all cool. That's good. So anyway, 20% off at the moment. Great deal. Now we do need to get this army up and running, and then we'll sort of go off and start to expand out a little bit more. The city bothers me a lot. The fact that we don't have any defense. We've got everything building up, so we'll just end our turn here. God, these guys annoy me. We're going to need to get... Well, the gold mine will now come back in. I won't build that one again. I'll just wait for it. Almost done. We'll just get the militia party up to full health, and then we'll get rid of these guys. Do we go after them yet? Spring Plague is saying, did you get a chance to have a look at Veteran? I did have a look. It didn't grab me, to be honest. So I didn't sort of act on it. And I did look it up to see if I had the key, but it was offered to me back when it first came out, but I didn't take it. And the offer is no longer there. So I don't have easy access to it. We're still 1 point off here, which won't matter that much. Just really wanting to make sure that I can survive this attack. We get a benefit if they attack the city. I'll just leave it one more turn. How far off? We're 8 turns off getting this other cenotaph. Leatherworking, how far off are we there? 3 seasons. I think I'll wait. I'll wait until we've got this. It's not going to worry us one way or another. 1, 2, and city events. Got the bell tower back over here. We're now getting the crystal quarry. There's no drama down that way. I'll get the trading after this, after we get the leather. Leather working we now have. Good. So we can now get leather armor, wooden shields. We've got the Shields of Gildan as well, which is another group where we can get even stronger again. You have 2 leather armor. One of these is leather armor in the ability to then go and build different units, but the other one is actually a crafting. So we'll open up our research. Just happen to be called the same thing, and probably should have craft leather armor as the description there, I would think. So training would be okay, but we're going to go back to civilization, and I will go for trading now. Which what this one does is it unlocks road building. Roads between cities, and that's just going to allow me to then move quickly between my cities. So let's go and grab trading. It'll also open up other things as well. So we now learnt the recipe for leather armor, and we now have the ability to do this. So if we have a look at our force, and this is actually what I wanted to wait for. If we have a look at the militia party, can certainly make use of it, but the cenotaphs themselves, if we just go back to equipment, they don't have, all they've got is a padded vest, so 1 defense. So I could actually give them leather armor, and just to help them out. So if we go back into, and actually Othello, what's Othello got? Othello's pretty good, but I'm thinking I might actually even give him more of the armor from DasTactic. Spell mastery just really doesn't matter. He can't use the Vambraces, but he can. No, he can't use any of this stuff. He's not equipped with it. Plus 3 hit points whenever an enemy is killed. I could give that to Othello. Yeah, I'll do that. Othello's only got 2 slots. So we'll just go and get these guys set up. He is missing a finger. Yeah, I don't know. Not that we need the slots there, but he just has one less that he can make use of. And he also has pneumonia, so he's got cold resistance. Just go and click on equipment again and bring these in, just to get his hit points up a little bit. All right, so Othello is going to be targeted. The balance axe is still actually okay. I think I'll just keep it there. I'm thinking I could actually switch this one out now and give that one to give that one across, so we get the. No, look, I'll stay with what we've got, what we have. So let's go out now with the full little army that we have. Oh, hang on, no, we're going to make leather armor. So leather cuirass is going to give me defense of +2. So it requires 1 flawless iron and 3 wolf pelts. So I'll craft one of them, and I'm going to give this one to the militia party, I think. I can build one more. It's only 1 extra defense, so I think I'll just keep it for now. I won't bother with that one. Just go and click on done. Yeah, there's no one really. We've got the only other one left is the Cenotaphs, who have got already a +1 defense. So we only get another +1. So I'll just go and click on done. And so now when we have a look at the militia party and look at their equipment, they should now have leather cuirass in through here. And so their overall defense is now 5. And so they did get the benefit from when they were built, having the spell that was actually fired up in through this other side, the +2 from that particular spell from the city. So anyway, let's go out and attack these. In we go. So this is a medium versus medium. We have 8 versus 4 essentially in terms of the actual units. The threat level, yep. So anyway, let's just see how we go. They've got slightly less attack, no defense, but they will be able to move around. They'll find threats. This is a problem for us. So they've all gone that way. So we have now. What we're going to need to do is actually find a way that we can actually protect these units. They're not going to be able to squeeze through there. So what I'll do is I'll ultimately run back up. Oh, they can squeeze through that way. If I move into there, it's only 8. And these guys can't move out. Again, I've kept them in here. Damn it. I've now screwed this one up. Now we lose these guys. I'm going to pass and put them into higher defense. Okay, that one's down. Then the militia with their leather armor. They may be attacked. I prefer to lose the militia than anything else. It's 10 points. There, this is better. We're in defense mode here. Good. Now I can't get out of there without, I'm going to have to, I can't move there. I have to move this one out of the way. So I'm going to have to move around here. Good. And that will now give this one the ability to now move back out. They can reach anywhere. Let's just do it anyway. Pass. We need you to survive. Oh, that's good. They did get caught there. Alright, that's good. These can help each other. Good. Great. Okay, that worked out well. Othello leveled up this time as well because he finally finished a fight. Click on done, so that's good. And so in his command, actually probably healer again would be good. Potential would be good as well. In the command areas, we've got administrator, so minus 10% unrest in the city. Road building, don't really need it at this stage. +5 to the army's accuracy, don't really need that either. Must be level 4 to get chainmail proficiency, which ultimately will be good for us. I think we'll go with the potential. We'll just choose that. Finding a lot of tilde herbs. Now that's got rid of the wandering stacks. Then we've got these, but we're now suffering some damage in here. So let's just move back in and heal up again. Just take a little bit of time. These guys are building up while we're not doing much. We're just slowly trying to get the city to come back to life. We'll turn here. All the cities have moved. Now that actually does have prowlers on it as well, so we really can't take that one out just yet. One more turn and we get another cenotaph. Well, let's move on up and we'll clean out these guys. So even the militia were sort of useful to us with what they did. The actual party itself, if we can I upgrade? What can I upgrade to? For 42, it's probably a bit too much, but I can actually do an upgrade here to give them a lot of defense. What about these guys? It's a bit less. But so it's cost me a little bit less to do this. But gee, it's going to help a lot with the defenses. Wow, that's actually a hell of a lot. I'll wait until I'm actually really on top of the money before we do that one. We do actually have the gold mine here. So we're getting... Actually, no, we don't have the gold mine yet. So we're building the gold mine up. We've got another gold mine down there when we need it. So this one here... Yeah, Wolf's army is now a lot bigger than what it was just before. Let's go back in. We'll just wait for these other guys to heal back up again. Need the money. We need money. Another spawn. Another group of prowlers. This thing's still a little bit injured. I'll just leave it there for one more turn. Now we certainly have a strong force here. So we'll go after these guys. Go to battle. Now the militia don't have any protection really at the start. Now I'm going to have to probably move them out of the way again. And we don't have enough stamina to use the impale. Good, that's one down. Almost. I think they can really get through to us, so I'll just move this one back. They're trying to break through. They're just trying to get in past the different units. a good start. One's down. There we go. Oh, we've still got one more alive. It's trying to get back to this weaker unit. There we are. Picked up again a bit of stuff there. Again, we have to now go and heal up again. So this a fellow has now gone up another level. I think I will get the healer. Just choose that one. Click on OK. And again, we've just taken a bit too much damage here again, so we'll just move them back in. And we'll heal up in there. Just saying, so you have played this and Age of Wonders 4. Would you say Elemental is a rip-off of Age of Wonders / Master of Magic, or is it its own thing? That's a good question, actually, because they're all the rip-off of Master of Magic, basically. Since when, like the history of Master of Magic is, it came out in 1995 or 1994. Can't remember which one. And it really set the stage for fantasy strategy games, and really was just an absolute work of art, like from when it first released. And so all of them are inspired by Master of Magic. Age of Wonders came out in 2000 or 1999, one of the two, when it first came out, and it was they make no secret of the fact that Master of Magic is what they're inspired by. So the first Age of Wonders is essentially like a heavily inspired game, from Master of Magic, but with its own sort of take on tactical combat. And it then built on that over the course of the over a period of time. Elemental came out after Age of Wonders 2. So Age of Wonders 2 came out. It was a few years just before Age of Wonders 3 was announced. Elemental was in development at that stage. So essentially at that point, how long ago was that now? So that was Age of Wonders had been out. Like the series had been out for 10 years, but they hadn't been doing any Age of Wonders games for a couple of years, like for a few years. And so, at that time, Elemental again was probably more like Master of Magic than anything else. In fact, actually, that reminds me, Elemental, when Stardock actually thought they had this is my understanding of the way that the history of it works. Master of Magic was bought out by Atari, and I think it was Atari. I'm just going off memory here. So Master of Magic was, and then it was just basically shelved away, a bit like the Indiana Jones, stories where they have these big warehouses just full of IP and stuff. Well, Master of Magic was locked away in a vault essentially, and didn't see the light of day. And so and a few companies had started to sort of build games that were inspired on Master of Magic, and Stardock actually thought they had the rights to it at one point. And so they started building Elemental as Master of Magic. It was going to be the Master of Magic. So essentially the very, very early, I guess, design of the game was based on Master of Magic, because they thought it was going to be Master of Magic. Anyway, they didn't have the rights. So something happened there where it actually didn't go through. So they had to pivot to make it then different. So it is heavily inspired by Master of Magic. So its history comes from Master of Magic, but it's actually but it's not. Again, it's a different game. So you've got those aspects. Then you've got also the and at that point, there was still another few years before Age of Wonders 3 then came out, after the original Elemental was released. So that would have come out at about the same time as Fallen Enchantress. Fallen Enchantress would have come out at maybe 2 years earlier than Age of Wonders 3. And then Age of Wonders again was starting to just follow its own path at that stage, and so they haven't really borrowed off each other at all. Again, I think both games respect each other with what they do, but I don't see any real innovations in either one of them that is really sort of taken across to the other. I think there's a lot of respect, mutual respect between the games, but this one is much, much more heavily inspired from Master of Magic. That's sort of like more the history of it. But again, Age of Wonders, the whole series was inspired by it too. So It's a bit like how most games nowadays that have got any sort of sort of like where you've got characters that sort of do their own thing, a bit like RimWorld. RimWorld, heavily inspired by Dwarf Fortress, for example. So Dwarf Fortress is like the starting point for so many games. And so, you got these great games like RimWorld, which you'd have to say is nothing like Dwarf Fortress, but it's heavily inspired by it. And there's heaps of games like that. So Master of Magic really did spawn a lot of really incredible fantasy games. This being one of them. So but this is the balance of this game is now really, really good. What we're trying to do at the moment is just build up enough strength to clean out this area, and then try to find where the rest of the trogs are, or whatever they were, or whatever they're called, the other group. And we've still got this one now being done. We've got an ability here to keep on building up this location, and so I'm just going to keep on building away and trying to get more money if we can do it. We're down to just one growth now, so the garden would be useful. And I will get this one as well. Just click on done. And we do have the Crystal Quarry now under our control. That will then sort of lock that in so that it's all part of one big city. I'm worried that these guys are building up because they're building up at some sort of army, and we're just not really being able to keep up with them. Every time we take out one of these sort of guys, we end up struggling. we need another unit with what we're doing here. And if I had the money's going backwards, in net income minus 3.1, it's not good. Not good. Trading will possibly help a little bit. Now, this one has now leveled up. So the infirmary provides additional healing for all units stationed in the city. So units trained in the city start with the endurance trait, so +1 hit point per level. The strike garrison, it gives all units trained in the city the impulsive trait. Initiative is really, really good. I like that one. And Watchtower provide a catapult for city defense. All units trained here start with the charge trait, +1 move. I don't really need that, so I think we'll go with strike garrison. These have got different buildings as well that build up inside it. I think the initiative is just worth so much, so we'll accept that. So this is now on into a next level. So focusing on growth. Actually, how are we going in growth over here? Yeah, still +1. Just a small surplus. We'll keep it going, keep it going. Trading is 10 seasons away. Yeah, so money situation is a problem, but at least we picked up ourselves, a city that's going to be fairly useful. Everything else is just working away. We'll end our turn there. Yeah, one more turn, then these come good. Militia party, Cenotaph party. We're losing too much money to really do much else. So this gold mine in 3 turns will be useful to us. And the wolves. They do actually have the initiative is extremely high. As is that overall 32. These are all 20, so it's not as bad as this group. It's got more hit points. Just means we have to weather the first attack. These are still slightly off. Wait one more turn. I think we'll go after the wolves. We'll clear them out. We'll try to get the larger group, but I need money to be able to upgrade everyone. So we'll take the Wolf's army on, And hopefully these militia forces just stay back a little bit. Yeah, so we'll just go to battle. Now we do... Oh, this is good. Okay, so we've got the militia here. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that they can't really break through here. This is actually a nice little location because we're in a forest. I can sort of set myself up defensively to stop them from coming in. They can still move in around the other side, but I can then keep these guys where they've got a little bit more control. So we can end up with like an area where we've got 3 attacking just 1. If I move to there, they can surround me. If I move to there, it's 2 versus. Yeah, that should still be okay. So let's just go and do that. Should be another group over there as well. Pass. Bring them around this side. Pass. I don't want to have them doing too much. And they're going to get 1 shot against this guy. It's a big group. But it won't worry us too much. I'll just get around where we can sort of see our forces a little bit more easily. Okay, so with what we have in through here, there's only 24 hit points here. I'll smack them. Got rid of 1 of them. They dodged, unfortunately. One's dead. Now we've got the groups that will be coming around the corner here. Let's bring them around. Dodged again. They've got high dodge. Oh, here they come. So I've opened this one up a little bit too much. Poor old Othello is now in a position where, I don't know where that one's going. Oh, it's going to try to run around that side. With the protection that we have here, I can do a lot. Can't do much with that one. I don't want to lock that one in, so I'll just move this one back a little bit. I might move them out actually. Now that's Othello. Othello's going to get a move here. What happened there? There we go. Just move him back out of the way. So it's trying to get to Othello. The other one's come back. Down, that's good. Now we do have the impale, so I'm just going to move to here. Do an impale across this way. Killed that one off. Dodged. I think Othello can safely now come back into the fight. There we go. Job done. Good work. See if we can all till the herbs. Layer cleared. We can now summon an air elemental in battle, which is good. Again, just need to heal these up a little bit, but they're not too bad. It's just this Prowler army. I would like to get rid of it. Details again. Still don't have any protection here. So we'll keep on building. Now we've got the got that one through there. The forge is going to give me extra defense for any unit that's created here, but we're still going backwards. The cleric is going to give me unrest. Oh, sorry, it's going to reduce the unrest as well as the bell tower. Let's go and do that. We'll start to extend out towards here just to pick this one up. Can't do anything else there. I'll just leave that one there. All right. I'll just wait until this one's healed up properly. And trading still 7 seasons away. Garden still coming. Low growl. Message from Drog. Time for peace has come. Let's end this war. Now I find that the AI is a bit too peaceful. I think that they're going to be changing that. I was trying to build a mod that would actually make it so that they would actually become more and more aggressive. I think we will say yes. That's now got another spawning unit back out through there. Well, I think it's time to try to now take these on. It may be in the forest. If it's in the forest, it's going to be very, very helpful. Yeah, I think we'll just have to go for it. So we'll we got 5 units. Go to battle. Now I can afford to just keep on fighting with the with DasTactic, so I can sort of set him up a little bit further away than the others because of his armor. And if I go to against that one, I get all of these help, which wasn't enough to kill it. This one, there's only 2 that can actually attack this one. Might as well kill that one off. They will move into that position. Othello as well. I'll just move him around. Now they can all gang up on Othello. Got Burning Hands. Oh, I didn't get the first aid. I'm going to keep this one back as well, I think. They can have 2 go up against this one if I just move it into here. Yep, they're going after Othello yet again. Good. By having so many helping with the hits, it is allowing us to sort of move through these. Damn. Bloody Othello. I think you better move around. I think your fight is over. Let's leave him where he is. I could use spells, I guess. Wow, big hits there with the club. Jameson saying, you look handsome today. Thank you. Haven't shaved for a week, but anyway. What difficulty do you have on this one? It's challenging. So there is a higher level, a couple of higher levels, I think. But it is challenging for both the world and for the AI. So they've been killed. That's done. I don't know what that is. Crafting ingredient. Picked up a lot of stuff there, so we get another trait. So this one here for this is for us. The first aid allows us then to heals the target unit by 2 per level of the caster, which does give us the ability to sort of heal units up. I think I may just take that one. Initiative again would be good. Back with Defender. Spell resistance. We don't have a need for stamina just yet. I think we will with healing though. So we'll choose first aid now. And we'll go and grab this. Here they come. And we got, this was +1 attack. I'll equip that. Achievement built. What I might do is switch weapons. So that's empty. Where is he? There he is. Then we'll give this one a cross. We don't have a shield anyway. Shield would be great. Actually, what if, can we build my shield? No, we can't. Yeah, I need the leather cuirass at this stage. Alright, so with this group, again we've got this other Prowler army now sort of wandering in on the other side. We'll just go back in and heal up. And Othello has now leveled up as well. So, with his commander abilities, I'm going to get him with first aid as well. I think having both of them will be good. Actually, first aid, I can't remember if that uses stamina or mana to do the different bits and pieces. We're getting a little bit of crystal per turn now, a little bit of metal as well. But we need to ultimately get this, we need to clear this area out. Got another suitor that's now sort of come back in, but we just can't afford anything here. We're getting the cleric now, but we should be getting more gold. Net income still going down at -2. We're going to need to start expanding again. We're up to 16 power now, which is good, and Drog are unfriendly towards us. So we can sort of see through here, their net income is worse than ours, only 1 settlement still. Our population is better than theirs, power rating 8. They've got a foreign policy against Umber. So they've found Umber, which is cool as well. Say goodbye. These guys are still slightly injured. If they attack, which would be fine. They didn't, so we'll attack them now. These guys are leveling up as we do the attacks as well. So we'll go to battle, then we'll clear out the other prowlers. It's funny, they're leaving these guys alone now. They're going after the cenotaphs. them just defend. Yeah, there's still one more coming. Just put that one into defensive mode. Poor little fellow. Nice. Yeah, the axe is going to do a lot of damage. We really need to get better equipment for Othello. And again, we'll just stay inside the city just until, again, we heal up, and then we'll clear out this prowler group back over there. That'll then make this city nice and secure, at least against the others. Garden is now complete. Oh, they've just spawned in Scrap Golem's army. Now, this is actually something that that people have complained about, and I do understand it. Like, this is a something that is, it's an epic fight too close to a city, and I do agree. I think it's too much having these sorts of locations coming in. There's no way I can deal with this. We don't have a hope in hell, and so it's these do spawn way too close to your. There's another spawn that's just come in through here as well. Again, that's going to be a hard one. So yeah, getting rid of this group. I just don't know why that's come in right there. If they spawn a wandering stack, we're dead. Basically, it's a game over. So it's that people have been complaining about that, and I agree. It shouldn't be like that. Just keep on building up. Now with the monument, it's just going to give me a little bit more zone of control, which is going to then put them inside the zone of control. Tower of Dominion. Training yard, I'll go that way, I think. Okay, Chris is saying, can you tone down these spawns in the setting pre-game? Maybe if I didn't have a challenging world, that may be it. But I don't know, actually. It's a good question. I don't think there is a setting for these spawns, but that is something that people have. It has annoyed people having those sorts of things in the game. If it's so much, in fact, our city just grew anyway, and these are now inside the city. I mean, 808 hit points, armor, total armor there are 48, 6 per golem. Initiative is 25, which is really high accuracy for their attacks. Really good spell resistance. And if we have a look at each one of them, immune to poison, vulnerable to lightning, immune to criticals, inaccurate but also tough. So +3 hit points per level. So these are just absolute beasts, absolute monsters. So yes, it's too much. It is too much. Enemies in the territory. There may be a cheat to get rid of them, and I would do that in this case. I don't think that this is not what we should be doing. We shouldn't be dealing with this sort of stuff. So okay, we've got another question. So DJ is saying, JD is saying, is it worth buying if you already have legendary heroes? It kind of looks like AI upscaled legendary heroes. There is a lot more in it. I showed before on the, which one is it? It'll be in here. If you go to the Steam page for Elemental and have a look at the, where are we? Let's go back to the, sorry, let's go back in and go to the community hub. So if you go into discussions and then have a look at the what's new, this pinned comment, you'll then see this was written back in October, but it still gives you a feel for what's different about the about Elemental Reforged, as opposed, it's a combination of Elemental, Fallen Enchantress, Legendary Heroes, and Sorcerer Kings. So it's essentially got the componentry or like the stuff from there, and then sort of adds to it from that point in time. So for example, Legendary Heroes had about 150 quests in it and 125 monster types. We've got another double that with monster types. We've got much more double that with quest types. 3 story-driven campaigns. There was a question about that before, which I think I might have missed. Anyway, it's just there's like that was written back in October, but it's not just a graphical improvement. It is actually a much better game. There's a lot more in it than for example, you've got the crafting systems and stuff like that, which you didn't actually have in Fallen Enchantress. I might just have a quick look and see if there is actually another, the cheats. Research, reveal the entire map, teleport, level up party leaders, kill selected party, destroy city. Control K. I think I'm going to do that, I don't like the idea. This for me is well beyond, we're never going to get there. So I think I'll actually try that one and see if that one works. Yeah, I thought there was a lot more than this, to be honest. But anyway, let's just try this one. Kills party, destroys city. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see how we go. Control K. We are cheating here, guys. Control K. That works. Okay. That's, again, another reason, guys, to do this. To make sure that in your library for Elemental, right-click Properties and write the word cheat in there. And that gives you the ability to do exactly what I just did just then, to make use of the cheat codes if you feel it needs it. In this case, I think we needed it. So that's because that was a ridiculous spawn. It was going to destroy the game. Ruts is saying really like Stardock, but didn't like the early incarnations, like Fallen Enchantress and those. Haven't tried this though. Maybe I should. Yeah, the early Elemental launched with a lot of problems, and it was over ambitious, and so it just didn't really quite sort of fit the bill. But it's anyway, we're going to get good loot from that. I mean, I don't know how I can get rid of the loot because I don't deserve it. I'll take it though. But yeah, no, that was a crazy spawn. This one I don't mind because it's miles away, but our road is going to go right past this Hergon den, and we will be able to take on Hergons. These are also fairly powerful creatures in this early part of the game. These guys are going to be good enough now for us to go and take out the other location. So that is 80. And we'll take this one on. Actually, I might just leave it one turn. We now have trading. This is going to automatically build a road between our cities, and anyone that we end up trading with will then have a road built there as well. So we'll open up research. Now, one thing I would like to get is to go and get the groups, but my gold is still really crappy. Mining is going to allow me to get +1 production per material. And the smelter for 22. And the warfare, we could get training, which will give me extra army size, which I don't need just yet. Weaponry, 44 away. Now, ultimately, shard harvesting is going to be worthwhile, but we don't actually have any shards where we are. And the charms, we don't need this yet. But ultimately, if we go to here, I can then start to get the mages, which would be nice. And things like guardian statues and stuff. That's 50 away. Yes, we can ultimately build these. We do have a little bit of crystal. I think I'll go back and do knowledge. So click on done there. Administration, what does that one give us? Can rush production, produce growth. Town hall is good. Reduces the unrest. And festival promotes growth. This is going to be important to us, but I'll get knowledge first. There's a Hergon. Right on cue. So these are powerful. So this is, I don't know where this is one is wandering. There's the road. So I can actually pick up these two locations, which would be nice. So I might get myself a pioneer fairly soon. I'm just going to grab myself a drink of water, be right back. So sorry, what's it saying? But was that spawn mobile? It just stands there. I never played Elemental. It will spawn units like this one here. So this Hergon has spawned from this Hergon den. And so similarly back in through here, I'm assuming that this Golem Scrapyard will essentially end up spawning more of them, which I won't be able to contend with. And then they'll wander. All they have to do is wander into there and we're dead. Because that's connected to the city. So essentially it was just a really, really overpowered spawner, which was going to be too much for us. This is a spawner as well. It's going to be hard, this one, but we can contend with it. Let's get rid of this. Now this one here is, this one is a spawner as well, ultimately. This hunting ground. So let's get rid of these guys. Go to battle. That's a poor old Othello yet again. Alright, so we'll take you out. Now we've got a group of them that are going to be down in this way. Now, I don't have retaliation. So I'm going to have to go on the attack. Now Othello. First aid. Yeah, okay, so first aid actually uses stamina. So getting his stamina up is going to be important, and we can do that fairly soon. I'm just going to put him into defensive mode because he has got the sword, so he will be able to help out. These are too much. Don't have enough stamina here yet either. Not quite enough. Ooh, I don't like this. You need to move out of there. He can heal himself now. He's now got the stamina. This is going to help next time. Trying to still get around to get behind us. Nice. All right, a few more level ups with these guys, which is good. And we can now move into here. Got a Crimson Ring. So this is +3 hit points from kills. We'll equip that. Okay, that's now gotten rid of all the spawners from back in there. And we'll now just move back in again. We're doing pretty well here. I think I'll go down and get rid of that Hergon. Again, it should just wander around a little bit. So it's wandered a long way down. There it is. We've still got one more move. On the roads, we can move a long, long distance. So this one here has got good. These are a bit different because these have actually got armor. So they've got defensive armor through there, a lot of hit points, and yeah, spell mastery doesn't matter. Spell resistance doesn't really matter against us. The attack is 22, which is really, really quite high. The initiative is 24, so it's not fantastic, but it's sort of middle of the road anyway. Let's just go for it. Now this is us, so I'm just going to move in to try to block it from getting into, well, particularly into Othello. 28 damage. Damn. They know who to go for, don't they? We can now surround it though. Only 1 damage because of the armor. Block this one in. Now he's just got to his feet again, a bit groggy. I'm going to keep these. These have only got, actually they've got 50 hit points now. So as they've been leveling up, they've been getting more and more hit points. So I should be able to take on more of this. Let's just keep on doing damage. Good. The axe is certainly the better way for us to go. Just got to keep them away from good old Othello. Now we still don't have the stamina yet, so I'm just going to go and pass. Nearly got it. Should be enough. Good work, guys. Good work. So we picked up a silver band. This is a crafting ingredient. Will allow us to make our own ring. We've still got more movement, so let's just go and see what we're dealing with here. So if we did take this one on, we've got a Hergon itself there with 39 hit points, and then we've got some sows, which aren't quite as strong. Jeez, you know, I think we clear it out now. Let's just wait one turn. Just get Othello back up to speed. We're out in the open here. Let's just pass. Okay. Everyone's now healed up. Training yard is still coming. 101 hit points. We've got 256 actually, so we're doing very, very well. As our units have leveled up, each one of them is doing very well. We've got level 4 there now. Level 4, level 3 there, almost level 4. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't spend the money. All right, let's go in for it. So again, we don't really want to be losing any units, but this is going to be a little bit harder again. So we go to battle. So I need to protect you. I can charge in. Just go defensive here. Now the initiative, where is it? The stamina. Where does that show up? I mean, it's the blue bar at the top. There it is, 1. So when I pass, it'll then go up. Now they're slowly sort of getting themselves into a position where they possibly will try to break around the other side. Now if I open it up, they still can't get through. Just go charging with DasTactic. Just start to do some damage. To lose some stamina. We now have healing again. I don't really need it on him. So I'll just leave it where I am for now. Just go and pass again. Gives me even more stamina. It's 10, that's a start. We are being pushed back. Pass there. Chris is saying, catch you later. It's early evening here, which is when I do my groceries. See you again soon. I'll see you later. These guys, I'm just going to keep them in a line. Another 10, which is good. Here they come. They're now trying to get him. We do have stamina here. Now I'm going to move across out to here. And then we'll use the healing. Oh, it's out of range. That's right, there is a range to it. What is the range? It says range 1. Oh, I thought that was actually range 4 or something. So I have to be right next to everyone to actually make use of it. In that case, just pass. Hardly any damage. Almost got that big one down. Right, we get into the fight this time. Knocked over. Poor old fellow. Okay, well, I need to heal this one up. Good, that one's down. That was a good attack. So these are the sows, which aren't as strong as the bulls, essentially. So the armor, it's only a little bit of armor, but it makes such a big difference. Armor is just, like the defense is just incredible. So we'll go and grab that one. So Othello has moved up another level. So what we want to do is we want to go back into the commander skills and then get we've got leadership, road building, where was it, administrator? I thought he had stamina somewhere. Got ambush, +8 initiative for the first turn of combat. I may have got that one wrong. +2 attack. Initiative is useful. I can start to make use of these spells as well. Flame Dart. Leadership, road building, administrator. Gosh, it's a hard one. I'll go that way and just, we will have that at some point. Okay, this one here is +10% experience, so we'll equip that one, just so we can just keep on leveling up. Now, I think I will just send one group down just to pick that one up. So I'll send DasTactic down. Move these back up to the other city. Now I've got the road, I can move quickly through these territories. A reinforced tower shield. Well, we can't use that just yet. And champions are now available as well. So, who do we have? So we did cheat there, I mean, getting that loot. Now these are both Tarth blood here. We've got an Earth Apprentice again, which we don't really need. Constitution, +3 hit points, precision. So this one's more of an archer. This one's a merchant, +1 Gildar per season. Is that going to help me? I don't really like either one of them, to be honest. I've already got all of those. It's only it's merchant versus these. I think I'm going to go this way. I might just send him exploring. He's pretty useless. Get him back. Now this city here. Okay, we've got the bell tower. New technology, so we've got the knowledge, open research again, and mining is where we want to be next. And I better start to now explore as well, now that we've sort of got everything under control. I'm going to train up a pioneer group. And as far as building is concerned, I do want to get the study. I might as well get the monument as well. That way it's going to stop anything else sort of spawning in. Let's grab a study in there as well. By sprawling the city out, you end up connecting different groups to it, which for typical attacks, it's going to be fine. So that's done. Press tab. That's everyone's now moved. It's going to move DasTactic off on his own. Okay, we've got Rusty Greaves. Now again, that's probably a good one for us, but I can actually now give this one a cross. If I go back to our good friend Othello, equipment, he should be able to, oh no, we can't wear it. Didn't I give him plate mail proficiency? I thought I did. Oh hang on, this is a militia party, that's the wrong person. There he is. No, he still doesn't have it. But actually one thing that we do have is we're level 7. I can equip this. But I then need to get another weapon. Now this is the feet. Put them up there, rusty greaves. So we've got all of this stuff now. Just need to get that sword back. So we'll go back across to Othello. Have the axe back again now. I love how the units actually end up wearing the armor, which is, again, there was a question before about what's different between Age of Wonders 4 and this one. Well, that's one of the things. The units do actually wear the equipment that you give them, so you sort of do get to see them. Go back to equipment, and we'll just go and get this rusty short sword. I do need to find a better short sword. So, what's this one here? This is worth 70. It's a bandit captain. And we also then have a Darkling Warriors army. Now, I can take those on. Another good little location down there, actually. Yeah, I think I'll actually bring everyone down. Now, the reason I was moving off before was because I've got extra movement, so I will still keep on moving out ahead of everyone. Ah, that's the end of this whole area. We don't even have 24 Gildar to get this guy. Flick. So we really can't do anything else there. We need money. We need money desperately. We're still losing way too much. I need to get this. Well, I guess if we take these camps, we're going to earn a little bit of gold that way. Got a medium in there. Another. This is a stalker. These are different again to prowlers. They've got a lot more skills. A lot more dangerous. It's a clay pit. That would be a good one as well for us to get hold of. We're not going to make money, so I'm just going to move back to the city. In this case, we have a good chance here. So if we have a bit of a look, they do actually have a Myascath. Everything else is pretty good there. So let's move in. And we shouldn't have any real problems with this one. We're now considered strong. So we go to battle. That's the captain, so I'm just going to come down and take him on straight away. That's one down. Just going to stay back again. Our defense is very, very weak here. The Myascath is potentially a little bit of a problem for us. That was good. We knocked it to the ground. So the club can actually make people go prone. When they're prone, they can't dodge. So we might as well kill this thing off while it's down there. There we go. That's good. Now it's just the bandits. Have some fun with your axe. There we are. Okay, that's good. We level up again. Now, defender. I might just go with more initiative. Actually, I'll have defender in through here. Get another plus 15 hit points. It's really sort of starting to make us unstoppable. Like we are really like a one team, a one person army almost. There's a rusty shield. Now I don't want to put that on, but I can. I can't even really give it to the other character yet because we need to be building other equipment for him. So this is a Darkling Warrior. Now, what have we got in here? Warrior. Is it a lurker? What do lurkers do? So they've just got a crude short bow. Squad, and then we've got a swarm spider group as well. Really shouldn't be too much of a trouble for us, I don't think. Let's do a quick save here. Whoa, time's completely run away from me today. I just looked across and thought, wow, I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. That's not my usual time. So I'll just finish this fight off and then I will have to actually get going. I've got to go off to the beach and have a swim. Now we've got all these different guys. I'm just going to keep these coming down. We've got the none of these are really going to worry us too much, I don't think. Oh, that didn't work out all that well. I'll keep on pushing down this way. It's one down. They're more difficult than I thought, actually, this group. It's going to poison us. Good. That's 3 down. I still want to get rid of these spiders. They're the bigger threat. I used the impale. Spider down. Yeah, it's not too bad. Nice. All right, then we just got the archer. Yes, so saying the graphics do look improved. I need to jump into the game again. They're better than what they even were. When was it? Like, you know, even just a couple of months ago. I don't remember it being this polished. God, come on. Is it going to do it? No, that's it. It's hard to get some of the units. There we are. That's good. Now we've got these guys, and we just want these to come off into here and just grab a location in here. Right, so we just move into those. So this one here is +1 attack versus champions. We'll use that. Now this Panther Den is a tricky one. Now, but I do have to get going. Sorry, it is one of these one more turn games. It's crazy how the time has gone. Yeah, really loving it. Yeah, it's just those little spawns. So do yourself a favour, if you've got the game, turn the cheats on. Just write cheat in your startup area in Steam, and that way you can make use of the cheats. The old cheats back from Fallen Enchantress all still work. So definitely go and have a look at all of that. I'll be back again tomorrow, and we'll be continuing on. So we'll start to build up again tomorrow. But we had a good start there. I was really worried that we didn't have any sort of location. Interestingly, where we are is a very, very defensive spot that we actually have in through here. So when we expand out, this is really the gateway to everything that we can. Not that we can build any other cities, but our capital is really, really well protected. So we'll see how we go tomorrow. It could be really, really interesting, actually, just sort of see the expansion. I don't know, these Panthers are really hard. We'll have to sort of see how we go, I think. We're making a bit of gold again now because we're finding it in these spots. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So thanks for watching. Just see if there's any other questions. I don't think there was anything else really that I need to address. There was the question there from JD about, is it worth buying already if you've got Legendary Heroes? Yes, it really is a different game. It's really quite different. And 20% off at the moment as well, so it's a good special. But I will be back tomorrow and we'll continue on. So I'll catch you then if you're interested. I'll have a great, great day.